Here, and welcome to Classic High School Football on YurView. For the next 2.5 hours, I'll be your host for one of the top high school football games of the past. East versus West. Who's the best? A debate that will never end. In this particular matchup of a game played on September 15, 2013, the Don Bosco Ironmen from Ramsey, New Jersey, traveled across the country to California to face the Mission Viejo Diablos in the Mission Viejo Classic, with 4 games featuring some of the best programs in the country. Don Bosco was consistently ranked high in the national polls throughout the 2000s, winning 2 mythical national championships, while Mission Viejo has won 10 or more games in the past 9 seasons, including an undefeated 16-0 mark in 2015 while winning the CIF state title. A rematch of a game played 2 years earlier in New Jersey, won by the Ironmen when Don Bosco and Mission Viejo went toe-to-toe in September of 2013. It was a game for the ages.
Here we go.
And here's the approach and the kick. This one will go 7 yards deep into the end zone. And the Don Bosco Prep Ironmen will start 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line as Lawrence Stevens, a defensive back, goes back to receive the kick, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. Frank Newtile, the senior quarterback on his way to Temple University, 14 of 18 last week, 4 touchdowns, as we mentioned, just in the first half. And this is a team that likes to run the ball. They like to get physical. They like to get this thing going downhill, coach, and then they go to their play-action series. They oftentimes will operate out of a pistol formation, so it looks like tonight Newtile is going to operate out of the pistol. Elijah, the Bodekin Banks in the backfield. They're going to swing him out of the backfield. Banks has got it at the 20-25-yard line. He's going to be ridden out of bounds. A nice gain there on 1st down, and they're going to pick up 9 yards on 1st down. It'll be 2nd down and 1. There's Elijah Bodekin Banks, a 5'9", 190-pounder. Very productive, had 93 yards on 17 carries last week, Vince.
Great back, great receiver out of the backfield. They just went a spread formation and do a little swing to the left. Quarterback throwing it right on target.
Second down and 1, just underway here at Mission Viejo High School. Kevin Turner along with a coach, Bill Cunity, Vince Ferragamo working alongside. Gordon Spencer down on the sideline. 2nd and 1, give left side. Banks is going to be ridden down in the backfield. Nice recognition defensively coming up to make a big stop there.
88 for the Diablos, and you'll have to bear with us. Those black-on-black numbers are going to be really tough to see. But
that is a new number. That's got to be Matthews because he's in a new number tonight.
It sure looks like
he
Matthews.
Anchors that right
That's
side,
right.
so that's got to be Matthews who's put on a new number tonight. They might put him at tight end tonight. That's probably why they converted him from 68 to 88. Newtile fires, swing pass out of the backfield. Elijah Bodekin Banks picks up the 1st down. And over there to make the tackle is Stephen Mackey.
What made that play go, Kevin, was the quarterback's delivery of the ball was right on target. The receiver didn't break stride at all coming out of the backfield on a little swing route. The quarterback got turned into throw through a nice pass and didn't lay it out there too soft. Got it with enough velocity so the back could run and get the 1st down.
Boy, the obvious guys, the tight ends in this offense are huge. And they're great blockers, watching them the first time through. Excellent blockers for that run, counter, sweep, trap. Those are some really well-coached young men.
1st down and 10 from the Ironman 31-yard line. Yankovic goes wide to the right. Here's the give right up the middle. Elijah Bodekin Banks right up the middle, and that's a 1st down for Hanks, and he put his head down. Quick hitter right up the middle. Nice job by the center up front, anchoring the offensive line. Tonight is Michael Maietti. Good block by the center.
Maietti, Tyrell Smith, Mitch Arthur, John Lamato, Steven Sepelia.
Boy, you might be seeing some of the two best centers in the country tonight between Cole Smith and Maietti.
First down and 10. Ball at the 45-yard line. Play action pass. Turn and look. He's got the big tight end, Tom Sweeney. And Sweeney, big old number 15, has got the ball in Mission territory, and he's down to the 34-yard line.
You know, when you have a guy of Sweeney's size,
no kidding.
That was a sail route. It's a little bend, get into the linebacker's face, move into that little sail route, which is kind of between the flat and the curl. But when you have a target that big.
6'6", Bill.
Tell you what.
How could you miss him?
I think my tight end
Even you could see him.
My tight end was 5'6", I think.
6'6", 230, senior.
On his way to Boston College, and they had it handed him today by your Trojans coach. They were at the Coliseum.
We may have some visitors on the sideline tonight. Trey Madden and Jaleel Pinner, both Mission Viejo grads, and the starting backfield for the Trojans.
So first down and 10 on the Mission Viejo 33-yard line. First drive of the night for the Ironmen from Don Bosco Prep. Out of Ramsey, New Jersey, about 25 minutes from the city, Manhattan.
There's a helmet coming off. Player has to leave the game for one play.
Marshall is going to check into the lineup for the Diablos.
Well, you see the way they're changing it up between just a basic run I formation to spread formation. I talked to Coach Toll before the game. He says we do quite a little bit of everything. So they really have that mentality that if they have to blow you off the ball, they will, or if they have to change it up, they can do that as well.
Little wing set now on both sides. And don't be surprised if you see the tailback. There it is.
Quick toss right side, and that's Malik Baker. And Baker gets the corner. He's going to be wrestled down, but he picks up a nice gain. Going to be about 2.5 yards shy of the first down.
Kevin, we have seen four wides, a spread look. We have seen the I formation. That is an old double wing play.
With a motion.
Two wings with the motion back. So they are going to show you a little bit of everything. They're very, very methodical. They are not in a huge rush to get up to the line of scrimmage, but tell you what, very measured in everything they do.
I like when they bring in Baker. He's just got a nice change of pace, good perimeter speed. Here's Newtile on third down, and he's going to be wrestled down. He's going to be shy of the first down. Good recognition again by the Diablo defense, and that was real important for Bob Johnson. We talked about it in the pregame show. He really challenged his defensive front to play physical football tonight.
Well, there's two things you can do with that front. You can play gap control, which means you have to control the guy in front of you, or you can play gap defense, and that is the gap between the center and the guard and the tackle, and everybody's got to control his responsibility.
And that was great gang tackling by the Diablos that time, because Frank Nutile can really actually break loose and almost was able to break loose for a first down, but they came up with a myriad of tacklers.
Here's the double wing look once more.
Keep an eye on
fourth down.
Oh, nice recognition again by the Diablo defense. Coming up off the pile is Hunter Remington. The free safety came up and just filled with his hair on fire. The outstanding two-way player for the Diablos, outstanding baseball player and football player. And you know, Hunter's got great football instincts.
When you coached him as a youngster, did he show you this? Did you see this coming?
He was as physical as you will find as any eighth grader I've ever coached, and he was a superb athlete, quiet, unassuming, very coachable, didn't say a lot, but spoke volumes on the football field, and you can see that tonight right here on the Game of the Week. Play action. Fieber looking, and Schurz cannot hold on to a good defensive effort there. Coming over is Lawrence Stevens, a 5'10", 180-pounder. They're going to try to exploit that because we know that Andrew Schurz, about 6'5", 215 pounds. Schurz is not quick off the line of scrimmage, but he's a 400-meter guy, so once he gets it going, he's got great sustained speed up the field.
I was in awe watching Sean Modster run routes the other day in practice, and they're going to put him all over the place. But if he gets singled up, and they like to play cover three.
Here's Alex Suchek getting the call on the right side, and Suchek's going to be bottled up. Not much there. A little bittersweet for me this year, Coach, with these boys out here. This this group of 8th graders are now seniors, so this is the kind of the end of the era for me calling the game of the week with kids I've coached. I've got 6 of my boys out here tonight, and I'm proud of them.
You're going to have to start coaching Pop Warner
I know,
again.
I got to go back, Vinny.
How cool is that, though, to see the fruits of your labor as a young coach with these kids 4 years later? How fast did that go?
Yeah, I've got 5 of them starting here at Mission Viejo, a handful of them over at Tesoro and Santa Margarita. And
well, you're blessed to coach with some really nice players.
It's a lot of fun. Well, we took them to Florida and played for a national championship. Pump fake going deep.
Wide
Modster is wide open.
Modster.
Sean's got it down the sideline. And Modster going to be run down. Now, there was a question about Modster. The reason you didn't see him break free into the end zone, he's had a little bit of a twinge in his hamstring. So I think he's just running at about 80% tonight, but 80% is still a lot better than 100% of most people.
It's a great design by Brett Johnson. They're going to put a guy in the
pump
flat.
Fake.
And the guy in the flat holds the corner, and boy, Feber just drops it in Modster's hands.
He really did, Bill.
And again, that's about as slow as you're going to see Sean Modster run because he's nursing that little injury.
But I like the pump fake by Feber, and then they got the free safety to hold, and he released the ball beautifully to Modster on a go route.
Feber, 2,800 yards last year, big year last year, 24 touchdowns. Guys, he's going to San Jose State. Let's head downstairs to the sideline. Gordon Spencer.
Thanks, KT. Hey, just to talk about these schools a little bit off the field, a little side-by-side to show you what these two schools are all about. East versus West Coast. Of course, the mascots, the Iron Man, the Diablos. Don Bosco Prep is a private all-boys school on 35 acres in Ramsey, New Jersey. Mission Viejo, of course, a public school. The cost to go to Don Bosco, about $11,500. 873 students compared to 2,700 here at Mission Viejo High School. Don Bosco with 14 titles in its school history. Mission Viejo with 5. And about 2,792 miles separate these two great programs.
I'll tell you what, for $10,000, the travel miles that they get in their season is worth that.
I don't even think that's the budget for the entire Mission Viejo coaching staff. Here's Modster on the inside, and that's Alex Suchek, rather. You know, Greg Toll, the outstanding coach in his 30th year, this is the first time, gentlemen, since 2006 that he doesn't come into the season defending a state championship. They lost last year in the quarterfinals. They had a 47-game winning streak going into their season last year, and they were beaten in the first game of the year.
Yeah, but the quality of this coaching staff and the quality of this team with 14 titles in the last 20 years is unbelievable.
Feber on 2nd down and 7. Surveys, looks, has time, throws, almost intercepted. He threw into coverage. Andrew Schurz was the intended receiver, and over there again defensively doing a nice job is Lawrence Stevens.
Lawrence Stevens got inside position and jumped the route. Now, if you have a sluggo route that goes along with it, he's going to be in trouble, but he really played that well. And one of the things about the design of this offense, Brett Johnson was doing this in practice the other day, they will run players in, or if he can get Ian Feber to come over to the bench and get a play, they will go up tempo and signal plays in.
If Andrew's going to do that against a quick defensive back, we used to talk to him. I was his coach, and he's got a habit of sitting down. He's got to work back, and I know that Brett was harping on him over the Wednesday practice to come back to the football. This ball was dropped in and out of the hands, the intended receiver, and that's Alex Suchek that can't find the handle on the football.
Good defensive stand by the Iron Men from New Jersey, and again, they didn't get a chance to land at LAX when they came in on Wednesday. There was a bomb threat, so they were rerouted. But Coach Toll said it's been a tremendous experience for these kids to come across country and play.
Here's the field goal on the way. It's up, and it is good. Zach Olson, the Portsider, got range for 50 yards, one of the best kickers in the county, puts the Diablos on top 3-0. 5:45 to go in the first quarter. So the Diablo defense holds serve on 4th down, go down the field and put 3 up on the board. They take the lead 3-0 over the Don Bosco Prep Ironmen. How about that for a name? We talked about lunch pail and blue collar and all that stuff. Well, Ironman just goes along with that, doesn't it, Vinny?
That's it. You know the mentality, Bill, the coach, talking to one of the dads before the game, Mitch Arthur, mentality-wise, they are so strict on these players, not only mentally but physically, and they're taxing in both. And it really seems to prepare them for any adversity, and that's why they become good football players.
Well, I'll tell you, the schedule they play would also kind of harden them as players, too. So when they go on to the college scene, goodness gracious, they've really played everybody at a high level. You know, there are 3 people want to recognize quickly. Dr. Ray Gatfield, the principal here at Mission Viejo High School. Ed Beganey, the assistant principal and longtime coach at St. Paul, Mater Dei, all over the place. And Troy Rowland, the athletic director. What an incredible job the people here at Mission Viejo have done of putting on this 4-game classic. This has been unbelievable for 2 days. That's going to be a false start, I would believe, by the right tackle.
You know, one of the matchups we want to pay attention to tonight, gentlemen, number 76, the big left tackle.
Full start. Okay.
For the Ironmen, Tyrell Smith on his way to Virginia Tech. And he'll be matched up with Michael Matthews, who's wearing number 88 tonight. They're the officials tonight. Rick Bennett, the white hat, doing a fine job so far.
Bob Nunez, Colin Nesbitt, Paul Snow, and Matt Knoll. Matt Knoll's an old El Toro football player and been doing a fabulous job as an umpire for a long time. I'm always partial to umpires because those are the guys that have to sit right in there with the linebackers, and you have to dodge bullets all day. It's a tough job.
Come out in the I formation in Mission Viejo.
You can see the scheme on defense. They're going to go to that tight end wherever he is.
Tight end.
They're going to go cover 2. Oh, nice open field tackle there. Was that old Hunter Remington again?
Sure
yes,
was.
It was. Hunter Remington's going to have to come off the field now. They go cover 3 in that 2-back, and then they jump into a cover 2 in that single back.
Well, they went a Y over that time, Kevin, trying to get a mismatch. Is almost like an unbalance where tackle eligible was left. They threw, of course, to the eligible receiver.
I'll tell you what.
You see he's trying to whip it out to the right side and throws the flat route.
With Robin Marquez and Marty Mickelson coaching those secondary kids, it doesn't get any better than that. And you see how quickly they jump that flat route. That's a well-coached group of kids in that secondary.
You got Tom Sweeney, near side slot at 6'5". Looked like they're going to try to post him up. Ball batted up in the air and is brought down by Keplanovich. Alex, a 5'11", 165-pound senior from Milford, New Jersey.
Somebody got a hand up in there, kind of J.J. wadded that ball. And we've got a big down now. In a game like this, a 3rd and 9 when you're in your own backyard for the Don Bosco Prep Ironman, I'm sure that Coach Toll is not afraid to throw when he's got a quarterback like Newtile. But, boy, I'll tell you what, the Diablos prey on this kind of stuff.
3rd and a bunch.
In that 5-man front, so they're going to put pressure on Newtile.
3rd down and 9 from the 21-yard line.
Nice throw.
Just a nice, easy sit-down route right at the 31-yard line in the zone right there. Nice catch again by Alex Keplanovich. That's his 2nd reception of the night.
Keplanovich ran the curl. The back ran the swing.
Right.
It's a simple read, right, Vince?
Good, basic route. But you know what? Picture-perfect pass protection from Tyrell Smith. If you look at his technical assignment as a left tackle, that's where the pass rush will come from the blind side for the quarterback. Perfect. Quarterback stepped up, zipped it.
That was our bread and butter, that little combo route they ran. We saw Dan DeLeon. We dialed that one up a few times, Coach.
Back in the day.
Connor Cassidy in motion to the right side. Here's the read option. They're going to give it to Ibodican. Hanks up the middle, and Elijah, not much there, about 2 yards on 1st down.
You know, this is a little bit like a prize fight, Vinny, where you, first couple of rounds, you're kind of seeing what the other guy's got, a few body blows, and every once in a while you take your shot. Well, I don't think that the Ironmen are going to wait a lot longer for Frank Newtile to launch one. They've looked at what the underneath routes are like, and by throwing those curls and swings, you're kind of getting the secondary. Yeah.
They're setting something up.
Might go for the knockout blow. Man-to-man on the corners.
So 2nd down and 7 from the 35-yard line. He's got his man across the middle again, and it's Connor Cassidy. So Cassidy, CC Ryder's got his 3rd catch with this series here in the latter part of the first quarter. We've got 3:16 left in quarter number 1.
Well, you don't see that pass route run much better than Cassidy ran. That little slant route is what we call a little arrow route to the left. Quarterback zings it in there perfectly. Correct depth. I mean, everything is to precision, and that's basically what you're seeing from both sides of the ball right now.
Well, Bob told me he thought these guys were the De La Salle of the East. And De La Salle known so many years for never making mistakes, and these guys look pretty airtight.
Setting up a screen.
Nutile dumps it off to Baker, and he's across midfield into Diablo territory. They're going to mark it right at the 50-yard line.
I like that design on that, Bill. Didn't you? A little motion right, set up. Everybody looks like they're running little bubble screen right, and bubble screen. They throw regular screen left.
Ryan each is there defensively, guys, on the tackle, and they're starting to, that defensive line now starting to settle in.
Vince, the thing that's impressive to me so far has been the play selection.
Yes.
They use a lot of formations. They give you a lot of different looks. The plays haven't been a lot different. Just they're going to give you, in this case, this is formation number 7.
There's your double wing again.
Double wing. We may get motion. Yep.
Little trap play there.
Didn't fool anybody.
Diablos have seen that before.
Great job on the inside to pick that up.
Little
Gabe
reverse
Meza
counter.
there,
Little reverse counter
defensively.
trying to hit that guy.
There's Gabe. He's got sporting some ink there. Like got a little tribal going there on his right tricep. Looking good.
At 3rd down and 8, Vince, you've run the slant, you've run the curl. The ball is on the left hash mark. If you were ever going to throw a corner route, now might be the time to the wide side of the field. And Bob told me that when they do that, they do it like a smash route with the slot running the corner and the outside receiver running the hitch.
All right, big 3rd down and 8 right now.
Boy, there it is.
Company. Here he comes. Nutile goes down. Big 9-yard loss.
Matthews.
Wow.
Well, that will defeat any kind of passing team you have, is that rush.
That was the smash route.
That was, exactly.
Run the corner and the hitch.
You called it.
But like you said,
didn't have time.
Quarterbacks can't throw from a prone position.
That's right.
Watch the pressure. Toll's waiting for the cornerback, or for the corner route to clear. But look at that.
That's a great pass rush.
Beats the guard. Big time pass rush. Mike Peel, former Ram, former teammate of yours, coaching those defensive linemen.
Diablo's calling poison. Want to get away from this one. This punt will roll inside the 20-yard line. Down to the 17, and the Diablos with a 3-0 lead and a minute to go here in quarter number 1. Have got the football back and have done a fine job. 2 possessions tonight for the Ironmen. They've come up empty. Cox Home Security provides customers with life protection and home connection that gives you peace of mind and safety while at home or away. You can check on your home with your iPhone, your smartphone from anywhere in the country. Cox is now offering to all viewers of tonight's game a free system, a free install, and a free indoor camera. Visit us online at cox.com/OC to set up free in-home consultation, and be sure to mention the Cox 3 Sports Game of the Week. And as we are sales pitching, Monster sales pitching the defense to say, you guys better cover it. It looks like Monster's coming up a little gassed right now. Looks like that leg's getting fatigued.
Kevin, on Wednesday, I watched him run that route about 10 times. This is called a Dino. It's a double in. It's a post, corner,
hold that ball.
post. And look at him fit it in there. And I tell you what, Monster, this is a high compliment. Monster catches the ball like Scott Miller did. And he's the best I've ever coached. They played for Bob at El Toro High School.
Quick hitter right up the middle to Alex Suchek. And Monster on his way to Boise State. So you got Feber Division I, Monster Division I. So you got 2 big prolific weapons.
Don't forget Marks going
Mission
to
Viejo.
Stanford.
And then Daniel Marks, who comes in and out as the fullback.
You got Suchek back there too. Once he breaks through that line, if he gets through, he's gone.
I think Alex is going to be a real catch for some coach.
Yeah,
a tremendous runner, and as
Curtis.
Bob said, a great blitz pickup guy.
Yeah, Curtis Madden said he's the best running back he's ever coached.
Ooh, that's a high compliment.
That's really something.
I think he'd fit in nicely with the Noel Mazzoni offense at UCLA. Get him out on the perimeter.
You bet.
So that's the end of the first quarter here at the Mission Viejo Classic. Been a physical football game so far. We'll take a timeout. The Diablos on top of the Ironmen, 3-0.
Nearly 9,000 fans in attendance for the game between Don Bosco and Mission Viejo. 3-0 the score after the first quarter. Zach Olson converting a short field goal for the Diablos and a big fourth down stop by Mission Viejo deep in their own territory, a big key. Now this game is also a part of the Great American Rivalry Series. Both teams came in undefeated. Mission Viejo ranked 12th in California, while Don Bosco was ranked 3rd in New Jersey. Lots of excitement in this one. Let's get back to the game. You're watching Classic High School Football on YurView. Don Bosco and Mission Viejo from 2013.
All right, 2nd down and 10 from the Diablo 48-yard line. Fieber's got time, steps up looking for Andrew Schurz, and Andrew cannot come down with it. And tonight the Diablos have had a hard time finding a handle on the ball, and they were struggling with it a bit, Coach, on Wednesday at practice.
Yes.
And Fieber throws the ball with a lot of velocity, but he throws a catchable ball.
Yes, he does. And I think that's the best thing you can say about a quarterback. Vinny's ball was like that. He could get it to you with a heater if he had to, but he's always going to throw it in a position where you can catch it. That's one of Fieber's strengths.
Yeah, and that's
now
that
look
route
what they
that
do
you were
here.
talking about.
Double tight, bunch on both sides in the spread set, and this is where they like the corner route.
Fieber
There it
steps
is.
up into the pocket. I liked his patience in the pocket, but Schurz could not come out of his break.
You're calling
This
some
time
good plays
misfires.
tonight, Coach.
Yeah,
You
I
got
like
him.
the sequence so far. Got to execute. What they say about execution, Coach?
Well, John McKay, when he was with the Tampa Bay Bucks, somebody at the end of it, of course, they lost 26 in a row. Somebody said, "What did you think of your team's execution today?" And he said, "I'm all for it." Coach,
he was the
Coach would
best.
say that, but when he had the team there, he said a few other things.
Back deep, number 2, Devon Ellison. Picking number 31, Zach Wilson. Jake Barlotti to snap.
Olson boots it away.
Oh my gosh, there was a
Takes a
pancake
Mission Viejo
job on
bounce.
that.
I think someone touched
That's a
it.
live ball right there, and the Diablos are going to come up with it. I believe that ball was touched there
Yes,
by Davon
it
Ellison.
was.
take a look at that again on our replay. Nice heads-up play down there by Marquise Castor.
Well, I tell you what, if that ball's on the ground, and Vince, I think you said it, and Kevin, you said it, the word is poison.
Oh, no.
When you try to field that, you might look like you didn't touch it, but your hand was in the cookie jar, and the Diablo's all over it.
You got to get away from that, and he caught him right there on the ankle.
Boy, if he didn't fall down, he could have ran that in for a touchdown.
Ball now down on the, it looks like about the 17-yard line.
Got a power I formation. They're just going to go mash right now. First down and 10. Left side is Suchek, and Suchek's got a convoy in front of him, but here come the Ironmen.
One thing that I think you're going to see, if they run that power I, and Suchek is so good at this,
right.
You aim at the off-tackle hole and bounce it.
But, Bill, he is so fast. As Coach Madden said, if he has a little bit more patience, and then when he sees a little opening, then he uses burst, I think he could really utilize that block up in front of him a little bit better.
Don Bosco Prep back on their heels a little bit now, and uncharted territory for them. This is a game where they're going to have to use every bit of that great skill they have.
Second down and 7, looking over the middle. He's got his man, touchdown. Beautiful ball by Feber, and there's Sean Monster.
Again, getting open.
Herculean effort tonight. That's his third reception, and what a gutsy performance tonight by Sean, who's not at 100%, but again, worth mentioning, he plays so much better at 80% than most guys at 100%.
What a throw. Watch this fake. Great action by Feber. Look at him zip that ball in that post, that little slim post. Awesome throw.
I'll tell you how well coached he is. Brett does a great job with this. Where were Feber's eyes at the first part of that play?
To the right.
His eyes were dead right, and we call that a snap. Eyes right, snap back. If you can fool the free safety, you can score with that throw.
And through backside post.
That's it.
Exactly right. Get that free safety to make one little move out the false move, and you got it.
So the Diablos take advantage of a turnover and cash it in. They lead it 10-0 here in the second quarter. Special teams tonight playing a big part of tonight's game, and it's
field
it's a
position
snafu by the Don Bosco Prep Ironmen that end up costing them. And Ian Feber was getting coached up by Brett Johnson after that last series where he missed Schurz wide open on that little corner route. And
he didn't miss Mobster at all.
Did a nice job responding.
Tonight so far, Sean Mobster with 3 catches for 109 yards. Not a bad start, Vinny.
That's great.
33-yard average. Fumble, and the Diablos have come up with a football. Let's see if they mark him down.
Yes, they did. They marked him down.
That ground can't cause a
First
fumble.
down.
Right away.
His knee hit.
That doesn't take away that hit, though. It was a great hit.
Yeah, Whitehead immediately signaled the ball to go to Don Bosco Prep. But I'll tell you what.
There's Mark Sanchez on the sideline there.
That kind of a pop is...
yeah, ball's down.
Yep.
You know what? All these guys come back to see Bob Johnson, all their players. Mark, I'm sure you're going to see the new USC tailback Trey Madden tonight, Jaleel Pinner. All really proud to be Diablos. All right, let's see how Don Bosco Prep responds here.
First down and 10 for Frank Newtile at the 20-yard line, trailing 10-0. And you'd have to think that coming into this game, you read all the online blogs, and you know these guys are writers. You know they're finger jockeys on the keyboard. So I don't pay too much attention to it, but there was a lot of discussion about how dominant this Don Bosco Prep team is, and some of the limitations that Mission Viejo was dealing with relative to their defensive line. But tonight, this Diablo team has responded very, very well. There's Mark Sanchez, New York Jet. He had a short week this week.
I'll tell you what, that's the kind of kid he is, though. He'd get on a plane and fly out here in a heartbeat. Very loyal young man.
Newtile dumps it off and a big hit.
Great team tackle.
Tell you what, give a lot of credit to Elijah Aboken Hanks for hanging on to that ball. It was a good throw by Newtile. But I'll tell you what, these Diablos, that defensive line is playing well, and the secondary is laying some wood. Look at his feet. I like that.
Frank stepping up in the pocket, very nicely done, dumping it off to his back. But look at the host of tacklers from the Diablos. That's great team defense.
Stephen Mackey there defensively to greet the Bodekin Hanks.
Big play
after
here.
the reception.
Big play, Kevin. 3rd and 2.
From the 28-yard line.
Watch her run.
Dalton Friend back in the backfield as the fullback, the lead back. They go 23 blast left side, and the only blast is coming from the defense.
Kevin, if they don't have a bootleg, Mission is going to continue. Brett Payton's going to keep calling that Will and Sam off the edge. Go get him, and he ran it down from the backside.
Bill, I have to tell you, I've been impressed with Matthews. I've been impressed with the entire defensive line for the Diablos because Mike Peel has done a great job with this defensive line.
He's a beauty.
And now a lot of times the games are won and lost in the trenches.
Well, he was overshadowed last year by Garrett Marino, but Matthews just as good. Maybe greater upside because he's got greater range at 6'4". He's about 245 pounds, but he's probably got, I watched him walk with his shirt off. He's got less than 5% body fat. This guy is cut.
You talking about Matthews?
Oh, yes.
You ought to see Mike Peel and Rob Johnson stand next to him. These guys like have a bodybuilding contest. Just then, one of the Don Bosco guys was jawing a little bit with a Mission kid, and number 58 for Don Bosco grabbed his teammate and walked him to the sideline. That is team discipline. That says a lot about how they've been coached.
It was a great opportunity, fellas, for the Diablos to go up big into the halftime. They get a good sustained drive here with 8:39 to go before the intermission. Up 2 scores right now, 10-0, and Ian Feber climbs under center at the 35-yard line. 1st down and 10. He's got pressure backside, gets rid of it. Looking, almost brought down a one-hander.
Good
nice
coverage.
Effort there. Deep ball down the sideline. Adrian Whiteside, the intended receiver.
You know, if they run that formation again, they're split to the right side, but on the left side, they're in twins, but they're near. They're close to the tackle. Don Bosco Prep, by the way they line up, Kevin, they can't cover the flat against that with either one of those 2 receivers. That time they chose to run a wheel route and take a shot deep, but don't be surprised if Brett comes right back and throws that ball into the flat.
Jordan Palomino, number 1, checks into the lineup. He'll set up wide to the right in the slot. Suchek, the lone setback. 2nd and 10, 37-yard line, and
hard count.
Fever got him to come across.
Tell you what, that only works if you practice it. I think coaches miss the boat on that a lot, not teaching their quarterbacks how to do that. Voice inflection, you can get a guy to jump. And in high school, if you jump in, you can't get back out.
Well, you know, Bill, we were watching that same drill by Mike Peel over by where we shot the open, and you can see them looking at the ball. Defensive linemen need to look at the ball and not listen to the inflection of the quarterback.
2nd and 5, give to Suchek. Look out. Here goes Alex, and Alex is across the 45 and down to the 44-yard line of the Ironman. He was a 1 step away, fellas, from going deep.
He hits that hole very fast. That's all he needs is a little split hole to run through, and he'll hit it fast. That's a little dive play, and that's what he runs best.
How animated are the Diablos right now? I mean, obviously, they're playing with incredible emotion. And you watch Alex at the end of this run. He gets tackled, but boy, watch him bounce up and fire his teammates up.
Here's the lead going right side, and again, the Ironman right there defensively. It's tough sledding in between those tackles tonight, fellas.
Well, one of the guys, and I know Vinny and I are probably a little prejudiced, but you coached him too. Cole Smith, I think, is going to be one of the great high school centers anywhere in this country. He's just a junior at 6'3" and about 265.
He was good as a sophomore.
But let me tell you what, technically, and I know that Dad comes into the picture a little bit here as a great teacher, but this guy's flawless. He does a great, great job.
Let's stack the receivers. Feber's in trouble, gets out, has good presence, and he's going to go down. Ian Feber almost got out of the scrum there, but a nice effort coming up.
Spallanzani.
Valentani there defensively.
You know, watching the tape of them, Kevin, did you get the idea that Don Bosco Prep would rather not blitz, but when they do, they pick and choose their time? They're pretty good at it.
It's a great effort there by Andrew Spallanzani to make that tackle on Feber because
what was that last name again?
Spallanzani.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
And when he makes that break, if he gets through that tackle, he's gone.
Now Jimmy Schultz got that started, number 80, that kind of rerouted the quarterback. Comes the blitz, gets it off.
Nice pickup.
And Sean Modster down to the 25-yard line. So Modster now with 4 receptions on the night. He gets up slow again. Herculean effort tonight by Sean.
He's going to have to come out, I think. They're going to replace him right now. I've seen him limping out. He's a tough guy. But
watch Feber here. They get the blitz coming. All-out blitz. Great read by the quarterback. Knows that he needs to get rid of the ball quick. And Modster is right there to get the ball. Nice job
on the left knee right there.
Kevin, you've seen us do this drill before, the off-balance on purpose. Boom. That's we call it the Aaron Rodgers drill. Brett has done a great job of teaching this young man how to
teach
throw.
That, though.
No,
you can't teach
you
that.
can work on it.
Play that thing.
Tell you what, that's an awfully nice effort by Ian Feber.
He was in an awkward position there, that's for sure. Trying to get underneath is Alex Suchek. And not quite. This time over there defensively is Kyle Kleinberg, wearing number 34 for the Ironman.
Boy, that Billy Leonard right there. He's 6'2", 200-pound senior. Boy, he's a steady linebacker.
Malaguti there too as well, wearing number 48.
The thing that I always
that is not Leinart. He's no longer on the roster, so we'll make that correction. It's Anthony Malaguti.
Well, that's even a better name.
Yeah.
Middle screen.
Here's Daniel Marks right up the middle, and look at Daniel breaking a tackle. And the Stanford-bound fullback carrying the Ironman down to the 10-yard line. This is a statement drive right now for the Diablos.
I love the play call. That's fullback middle screen, sometimes called a dart screen because you don't have much room to throw it. But, boy, I tell you, the
beautiful setup.
The play calling in this thing, I think Brett's is
great block there by Andrew Schurz.
He's going to overrun these guys.
Clearing the way. Andrew Schurz took his guy completely out of our screen. Nice block there by the big wide receiver.
Boy, Marks looks like a Stanford fullback, doesn't he?
He does.
Power I formation on first down. Suchek, quick toss left side. Alex puts his head down. And another nice effort coming up defensively. That's number 29 again. We've called his name a few times tonight. Also playing fullback Dalton Friend there defensively for the Ironman.
You know, one of the things in a game like this, if you're the Mission Viejo team, you have heard over and over again how tough the team is from New Jersey. And that's reputation and that's earned. They're that good. Well, I think it's the mission of these kids here to say, hey, take a look at us.
We're good. We're good too.
We get up and shave.
Welcome to California. We're pretty tough too out here. I know we got the reputation of speed and swagger, but we'll go mash with you.
Corner route.
Feber, dangerous throw, and the receivers have got to come back to the ball. There's 3 times tonight, Coach, we've seen the receivers just kind of camped out there. You've got to fight back with these athletic DBs. They're going to jump and get inside leverage on you. One of those might go the other way if they keep that up.
There's a great NFL receiver coach named Jerry Sullivan, and Jerry's been in the league for almost 40 years now. He takes his receivers on a basketball court and teaches them how to block out, like getting a rebound. Because once you get that position, you got to fight to maintain
that. Well, you can wing your arms out, and then it's called late hands to the ball. But these guys are pretty quick. I mean, you got to work back to the ball. Downstairs to Gordon Spencer.
Thanks, KT. Well, how about the success of these coaches? We've been talking about them all night. Look at the side-by-side comparison from 1999 to now. 7 titles for Greg Toll, 3 CIF Southern Section titles for Bob Johnson. Before these schools, Coach Toll, 5 titles at Hackensack High from 90 to 96. Coach Johnson, 3 titles at El Toro from 79 to 90. And then from 84 to 89, 2 more titles for Coach Toll. And between these 2 coaches, I don't think they're done with their winning ways. Their great support, the great schools, the great kids. I think they're going to add these impressive already wins, guys.
One of the things when you look at this Mission Viejo ball club, and there's a good look at Coach Toll right there, very mild-mannered, complete gentleman. Had a great conversation with him before the ball game tonight, and they're honored to be here in this great American rivalry series at Mission Viejo High School. But Bob has really talked about the character of this year's ball club. And the one thing that underlines character is a great grade point average. He said he's never had a team with a high grade point average like this team here in 2013.
Here comes the blitz. Blitz coming. Yep.
Feber is going to be wrapped up back at the 14-yard line.
Good defensive call.
That's a really good man-to-man coverage, too, because Feber had no place to go with that. They brought 7.
Jimmy Schultz.
Yeah, Schultz, big kid right there in the middle. You see the blitz, the all-out blitz, man-to-man coverage. Anytime you see that kind of defense, quarterback has very little time to get rid of it.
Schultz came in unblocked. Out of the hole to Bland. Zach Olson in to attempt a 32-yard field goal. Kick is up, it's on the way, and it is good. So a 32-yarder through the uprights, and the Diablos add to their lead 13-0. Zach Olson, fine job tonight with a pair of field goals. $13 to nothing. Just a reminder, coming up at the half, our Santa Margarita Ford halftime report. Place is packed tonight, student body. It's a blackout here at Diablo Stadium.
Unbelievable parental and student support end to end all day. The volunteers here tonight have been here for 2 days during this classic, doing a great job.
Ball in the end zone. It bounced into the field of play, but once the receiving team is there, once that ball crosses the plane, it doesn't matter where the feet are. I've heard these announcers on ESPN say you can't take it out as feet are in. No, if you catch the ball ahead of the plane of the goal line, you can return the kick.
Even if your feet are in
Even if your feet are in.
Yeah, on the goal
You'll see a lot of guys straddling and catch it on the field of play side of the goal line, and you can take that one out. Doesn't matter where your feet are. For those of you scoring at home.
I've been coaching this game for 44 years, and I have yet to see anybody break the plane.
Yankovic in motion, turn and give. Elijah, Ibodican, Hanks, left side, and Diablo's there, and Matthews on the bottom of the pile again.
I'll tell you what, this offensive line for Bosco Prep, they come off the ball like the De La Salle kids do. They've got great feet. Steven Sapalian, number 73 that time, made a block that started at the line of scrimmage and ended up 6 yards in the Diablo backfield.
So Frank Newtile and his Ironmen trailing 13 to nothing with 3:15 remaining here in the second quarter. Newtile's got time, steps, fires, looking for his tight end, Sweeney.
Late hit.
And yeah, Vinny, I think you're right. I think the Diablos may have gotten away with one there.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice hit across the middle there by Julian Owens.
Trying to hit his big tight end, Sweeney, crossing the middle, 6'6", and that's all 6'6", and just came up short.
You know, we haven't mentioned him tonight, but doing a fine job defensively. Daniel Marks has been shuttling in and out in that defensive front tonight. You know, they're down a man with Dadashtian, but so far tonight, this Diablo defensive front doing a very good job holding the point and controlling the line of scrimmage. under center. Newtile pressured, throws quickly into the flat, and the ball is in and out of the hands of Connor Cassidy. And Cassidy on the ground, and he got hit. Comes up hobbled there. Cassidy with 3 receptions already on the night.
Well,
Clock is stopped.
Bob's going to look at this tape, and he's going to be glad that they did not throw the swing to Elijah Abitican Hanks, because that swing had not a red jersey within 15 yards of it. Can bet they'll come back to that. Let's see how the Diablos get after this punt rush.
Palomino back to receive the kick, calling for the fair catch, and this ball hits
that ball's going to be dead right where it hit that first white helmet. You can see the beanbag being thrown in by the back judge.
Nice throw, good trajectory on that flag.
That's
good follow through.
Good spot.
Had a nice balanced platform.
You guys.
Take a look at that on the replay.
You're going to have to get your rotator cuff worked on, though.
There's Bob Johnson, 30th year of coaching. Been here since 1999, as Gordon said. 6 CIF titles. Last one coming in 2004 under Mark Sanchez, who's here on the sidelines, a New York Jet quarterback.
I think Bob is signaling he thinks it's a penalty, but I think that may have been just a spot flag, wasn't it? Oh, maybe there was a penalty on the play. I don't know.
Penalty be enforced from the end of the kick.
Late hit.
Fabulous field position for the Diablos now. Ball's going to be spotted. Looks like about the 38-yard line. And we've got 2:55 left in the half. I'll tell you what, if the Diablos could hit one here, that would be a marvelous first half of football.
Well, don't be surprised if Robbie Johnson doesn't go deep with this. Well, that's not the kind of alignment you might be expecting a pass out of.
Suchek across the 36. They're going to mark him down at the 35-yard line. 2:45 to go here in the second quarter. Diablo's on top of the Ironman from Don Bosco Prep. Traveled 3,500 miles from Ramsey, New Jersey. Right off the Franklin Turnpike, in case you're familiar with that area, Vinny. They got some good cannolis right there off of exit 492.
You've been there a few times, Kevin.
Just outside of New York City, about a half an hour from Manhattan. Pump fake, Fieber looking deep. Going downtown, he's going to air it out, incomplete.
But look at the time Fieber had that time back in the pocket. In that full house backfield. He had 3 blockers. It was a 2-man pattern. Nice concept, Bill. Give the quarterback all the time in the world, and you have that time to adjust your route.
I'm sure you had this with the Rams too. That's just max double go.
That's it.
You're going to put 8 guys in the protection. There's a good picture of Mark Sanchez right behind Brett Johnson. Mark Sanchez wishes he had the protection schemes with the Jets like the Diablos are doing right now.
They've got a timeout with 2:14. Gives us an opportunity to start thinking and projecting a little bit. And you know, we've got Danny Albano here and Carlos Arias. Be interesting to see how those fellas vote in the Orange County poll right now. Mater Dei 1, Mission Viejo 2. It started out vice versa, but I think quality of win is going to carry a lot of weight in the pollsters' votes next week, so it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. Just a reminder, you don't want to miss our exclusive Cox3.com online postgame show every week. We'll recap every game with analysis and exciting game highlights each week. The postgame will be available to view online by Saturday afternoon. Obviously this week we're playing Saturday night, so that won't happen, but we'll have those highlights up for you on Sunday, so you don't want to miss it. Just go to Cox3.com and click on the game of the week.
All right, 2:14 when the clock is wound in. Still that 3-deep secondary coverage by the Ironmen.
3rd down and 7 from the Ironman 35-yard line. Play action. Fieber throws, checks down to Daniel Marks, and he's got it at the 31-yard line. Clock's going to run.
Well, you got to like Marks as an athlete. He's headed to Stanford, but he's the true prototype fullback that they like. Big, strong, good blocker, good pass receiver out of the backfield, can catch screen balls. He's a nice football player.
Stanford, one of probably 2 teams. I think Stanford and SC are about the only 2 teams still running pro-style offenses in the whole Pac-12.
Here we go, fellas. 4th and a pair. Ball sitting on that Ironman 30-yard line. They're going to stack the formation.
Watch the flat receiver in this. The flat receiver. There he is.
Oh. Cannot hold on to the ball. That's the 4th drop football tonight.
There's the swing.
Boddicker banks, and he gets hammered as he approaches the 30-yard line.
Gang tackling again.
Coming up there. First offender coming up is it Julian Owens that came up there, number 2, and also Jake White up there defensively.
You know what they say on swing passes, rally to the ball. Well, they got about 8 rally guys.
Already.
Connor Cassidy at the bottom of your screen. Looking for Cassidy on the deep route, and he gave up on it. He looked like he wanted to settle in around the 45-yard line. The quarterback receiver not on the same page there, fellas.
Good cover 2 coverage by both safeties. Deep, not letting anybody get behind them. And receiver runs a deep post like that, he's running right into the safety.
What I liked about that is when you're in a cover 2, I see this all the time, even in the NFL. They're letting a guy get a free release. This time the Mission Viejo defender tried to reroute and gave him a good shot to disrupt the cadence
That's what you're supposed
of the
to do.
route. And you see these NFL guys doing it all the time. They kind of let the guy just drift right by him. Take a shot.
Yeah, if he gets, they're all talking about release, Kevin. If you get a clean release up the field, that's what puts pressure on a defense.
This is a tight end overset.
Back in the I formation. Boddicker and Hanks, nothing there. That's almost a concession play right there by Greg Toll.
Diablos look like they're still going to bring 5.
He's going to hand it off to Boddicker and Hanks, left side. He's got the corner, look out. He's going to stay in bounds, and the clock will run out, and the Diablos will sprint off into the end zone and into their home locker room with a 13-0 lead over the Don Bosco Prep Ironmen in the Great American Rivalry Series. And gentlemen, a very physical first half of football.
Welcome back to Classic High School Football. We've got a good one. It's halftime and the Mission Viejo Diablos lead, visiting Don Bosco Prep by a score of 13-0. The key play was the muffed punt return by the Ironmen, which led to the only touchdown of the half, and Ian Faber's scoring strike to Sean Modster. Zach Olson nailed his second field goal of the game, and that's all the scoring we have. Legendary Don Bosco Prep head coach Greg Toll probably had a few choice words for the Ironmen in the locker room. Second half is coming up next. Thanks for watching Classic High School Football on YurView.
So Vigeas will tee it up, the approach and the kick, and our second half is underway, and Suchak going back 8 yards deep into the end zone. Little Willie Mays catch for style points, Vince.
Over the back.
Over the shoulder. And the Diablos will start at 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line with a 13-point lead. And I like the play calling in the first half by Brett Johnson. You talked about it earlier, Vinny. Good sequencing.
Well, Fieber was 6 for,
eye.
yeah, he was 6 for 15, 150 yards with 1 touchdown in the first half. Very sharp, very crisp with his passes, and good offensive protection too for him.
Yeah, you bet. Receivers dropped 4 balls. Those numbers would have been a lot better. Got to work back to the football. Here's Suchak. Quick hitter right up the middle, and Suchak scooting to the left side of the 35-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and 5 as the ball moves to the Diablo 35-yard line. Vince, first half observations of the young man, Frank Newtile from Temple.
Very strong arm, very crisp passer, very accurate passer, just needs more protection. I think the Diablos put a lot of heat on him, and I think that had an effect on their entire team.
2nd down and 5. Here's Suchak. How about you, Coach? First half grade for Ian Fieber.
I think Fieber had a couple of drops from his receivers, or his numbers would have been better, but boy, the balls he threw to Modster for the 2 long passes were right on the money. He's a fiery competitor, and I get a kick out of his exchanges with Brett Johnson. Those are two guys cut out of the same cloth. They both are intense competitors, and they really want to win this game.
Andrew Schurz comes out of the huddle, wide to the left, bottom of your screen. Suchak the lone setback, play action. Fieber looking right side, and he's got his man. Nice catch and a good defensive effort by Davon Ellison, and that's a first down, and a nice catch there by Adrian Whiteside, the 5'11", 160-pound senior.
That's just patience by the quarterback, looking for the tight end, pop over the middle, not there. Electing to go to his wide receiver, Adrian Whiteside out there, and very patient with the throw, and enough for the first down. Great job.
You know, they're kind of sticking with form. They're playing that 3 deep. It's a 4-3, actually ends up being a 4-4 look right now because the Diablos are starting to run the ball a little bit better.
Where they're looking to try to work that inside power game, but there's a big gap on the left side, and Suchak at some point needs to trust his speed and go ahead and bounce to the outside, because if he gets to the edge at 10.72 in the 100-meter, he's the fastest tackle football player in Orange County, bar none.
Some people have great football, just great speed, but they also have better football speed, so you really need to know how to use it.
Alex has got very quick feet and a good burst. Fieber pressured. Ooh. This ball almost intercepted. Good recognition there on the inside by Zach Chaconis, wearing number 9. There he is right there in the middle of your screen.
As we mentioned early on, they don't blitz a lot, but when they do blitz, they bring it in the A gap. You can see
bring heat, don't
right
they?
Smack up the middle again, number 5. Eric Mealy comes through unblocked, and if you're going to have 4 guys in the A gap, which is a real popular blitz package, your back has to be a good blocker.
Yeah, Miley is one of those unsung heroes for Coach Toll's defensive unit. Pressure on the backside, coming fast and furious.
Kleinberg, boy, he put a lot of pressure on the quarterback on the blind side. He was lucky just to get that ball off.
Big defensive stand coming out of the room, fellas, for the Ironman from Don Bosco Prep.
I was just thinking of that,
13-0.
Kevin. Greg Toll had big talk with his team at halftime.
They'd love nothing more than to get a big return. Kind of a lazy snap going back there, a wobbler, but Zach Olson gets it away.
Nice punt.
That's beautiful.
A fair catch at the 26-yard line. Let's head downstairs to Gordon Spencer.
Thanks, KT. Vince, you just mentioned it. Coach Toll having a good talk with his squad at halftime. I asked him what he thought of the first half. He said, you know, we just can't make those mistakes that we did in the first half. And I asked, can you come back on this team the way they've been playing? He said, yeah, I think we can come back. Of course, I was hoping, guys, I could get him on camera and give you a little flavor of that jersey.
He's got a heavy New Jersey accent there. He sounds like one of your own, Vinny.
Well, I tell you what, he's not a happy camper over there right now, being blanked in the first half.
I'd like to see him get Sweeney, the big tight end, back into the game plan tonight. Boddick Banks, left side, and the Diablo defense not able to wrestle him down. And
wow,
Boddick Banks keep the legs churning and picks up.
Did you see that
6.5 yards after contact?
That is a reflection of what just happened in the locker room. And there was a lot of mean talking going on in there. This team, I tell you what, as mentally tough as they are physically tough, but more importantly, they really had a chewing out at halftime.
2nd down and 4 from their own 33-yard line. 9:02 to go in the third quarter, and the Ironmen trailing by 13 at the hands of the Diablos here at the Great American Rivalry and the Mission Viejo Classic, presented by Under Armour. And Elijah working left side again. He's going to be close to a first down.
You know, this tells you a lot about the mentality of Don Bosco Prep. They're down by 13 points, but they're not going to jump into the bandwagon of throw it every down and see if you can catch up.
Right.
They're going to try and create this physical feeling again and try and dominate the line of scrimmage. And I'm sure that's what Coach Toll talked about most of all. And let's get back to the way we normally play. Put a helmet on a helmet.
Dan Yankovic comes wide to the right, wearing number 19. Pair of touchdowns last week, and Newtile has been neutralized tonight because of that ferocious defensive front's been coming off the edge, led by Michael Matthews, who's just been a beast tonight. I love that face mask, too.
Wow.
That's got some style points there. I'll tell you one thing, this Diablo, if you rank them just in terms of style points, they get my vote. I love it. Look good, play good.
That face mask looks like the levelers in my den.
Looks like that New York Giant.
Can you pull a little string and close them off? You know, that's a...
Out of the shotgun, 2nd and long. Going to dump it across the middle. Connor Cassidy's got his 4th reception of the night and a first down. 2nd down and 14, and they pick up a first down with 7:42 to go here in the third quarter.
I love the route, and I love the throw. If you're going to hit those little vertical routes, you have to have a courageous receiver, and you have to have a quarterback that has pinpoint accuracy. But
and they had both that time.
Both of them.
Yeah.
This traditionally is a run or play action pass formation, especially now when they go tight end over.
Sweeney, the big tight end, wearing number 15 on his way to Boston College.
He's checking the play right now.
Looked like someone from Mission came across the line. Here's Elijah Boddick Banks up the sideline. Forget about it. Oh, he gets tripped up right at the 20-yard line, a touchdown saving tackle. We all thought he was gone there, and a great effort by...
Great formation.
Double check and see who gets credit for that.
Frank Newtile checked the play when they went tight end over. He ran back to the weak side.
Exactly.
And boy, watch this acceleration. And Boddick Banks,
that they would you expect run to the right. Yes. He checked and went to the left. A great read by the quarterback.
Julian Owens there flashed, made a touchdown saving tackle, just a desperation arm reach, and it tripped up Elijah. Inside, Boddick Banks is just taking it upon himself here to start the second half and working really hard inside and outside. They're gashing the Diablo defense right now.
Nice move by Banks. Feeling the way to get through the hole, checking right, swinging left, getting up in the thick of things, and a nice run. Nice 6-7 yard run.
Isn't this what you'd expect of a team like Don Bosco Prep? To come out fired up and really show what they're made of in their second half.
Yeah, that first run of the second half told the story.
2nd down and short, ball on the 6-yard line. Double tight end set for the Ironmen. Cassidy in motion to the near side. Banks is going to put his head down, and he's going to bang inside, but not much there. Mackey there, number 7. Matthews coming down hard along with Marshall.
Probably
so
got
not much there, but it's a first down and goal for the Ironmen. Just inside the 5-yard line.
Well, this is their style of offense. This is what they like to do. They like to run right at you, power football, and then throw a few passes, quick passes. They're working it to perfection right now.
They're in no hurry, very methodical. Huddling up, double tight end set, power I formation.
Watch run
Newtile under center. Banks left side, and he's going to be wrestled down. Nothing there. Coming up on the inside is Braden Resch.
Great saving tackle for Braden Resch that time, coming off his defensive outside linebacker, and just sure-handed made that tackle.
You know, he gets the credit for that tackle, and he makes a great open field tackle, but look at the point of attack and those guys inside that flushed the ball carrier. That's a great team effort on that side of the defense.
Braden was part of that vaunted Santa Margarita Mustang D1 team that we had, Coach. You were fond of them.
Oh, yeah,
out of the I formation, 2nd and 5. Heavy to the left side. They're going left side. Ibodican banks into the end zone. I thought I saw some movement, but he's in the end zone, and I don't see a penalty marker. Touchdown for the Ironmen.
I'll tell you what, when he turns his shoulders upfield, that guy has incredible speed, and I think it's to the Diablo's credit, we haven't seen it till this point in time because they've been touching him in the backfield. But watch him turn his shoulders up right there.
Nice run,
boom.
Vertical run, but just a great culmination of a great drive. This run here just epitomizes the way they've come out the second half and the kind of mental attitude they want to have the rest of this game.
Out of the hole to Cassidy, Bales kick, a line drive, and it's through the upright, just skirted to the inside of the left upright, and we've got a 13-7 ball game. And coming out of the locker room, that young man right there, Elijah Ibodican Banks, and there's a hyphen between Ibodican and Hanks. Had a touchdown last week, 13-7. We'll be back with more. That's an 8-play, 72-yard drive. Elijah Ibodican Hanks crashes in from 5 yards out. 6-point ball game. Suchek. Another nice over-the-shoulder catch.
That Willie Mays catch.
Yeah.
That was good.
Coming up is your chance to help your school win $2,500 in the Inspired Performance of the Game contest presented by our good friends at Infinity of Mission Viejo. We'll choose a play of the game, and you'll have a chance to vote for your school online at facebook.com/InfinityMV, so stay tuned. Feber throwing too tall for the 6'5" Andrew Schurz. Talking about spine angle, Coach, with those high balls.
You know what that means. When you get your chin up and your spine angle rises, it's real hard to throw the ball at chest level. You're going to sail those a little bit. Yeah, part of that can be the pass rush, but I've been really impressed by the mechanics of both of these corners for Don Bosco Prep, especially the young man down here that we see on our side, number 28, Lawrence Stevens.
Alex Suchek trying to find some room, dancing, prancing, pirouetting on the inside. And he's held to about 3 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down now and call it a long 6 with 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Not a bad time, Kevin, for another screen. They're good at screens, and I think this might be the right time.
Middle screen?
Well, I like it to a back. I'd like it to Modster if he was feeling okay.
Well, he took a big hit on the knee.
Yeah.
Very awkward position. Feber. 5-step drop,
protection.
Throws again, a little too tall. Receiver not able to climb the ladder there. That intended for Adrian Whiteside, incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down. Here we go. Look at the animation on the Don Bosco side of the field. They can feel it right now, fellas.
Isn't it a game of emotion?
It sure is.
Holy cow.
Last couple passes by Feber were a little high, Bill, but I think that last one may have been catchable by Whiteside.
I think so.
Just got to be able to try to help your quarterback get good pass protection, though.
Now it looks like they've got, they may have a block on here. The last couple of snaps haven't been very crisp. This one a little high. Here they come. And Olsen feeling the heat, and he kicks this one out of a phone booth straight up in the air, and it's going to take a Diablo bounce inside the 45, and they're going to mark it at the 44-yard line. But look what we've got now. Don Bosco's got great field position, trailing by just 6 points. They open the second half, and they put a statement drive on the board, and they go 72 yards on just 8 plays, and they cash it in. We got a ball game now.
Starts with defense, yeah.
Right at the end, Vinny, when they scored the touchdown, and then they kicked the extra point, and they have all the offensive linemen on the extra point team, Frank Newtile was standing down there on the 20 and shook hands with every guy when he came off the field, getting them fired up.
Connor Cassidy goes wide to the right. They're going to go to the I formation.
Heavy run formation.
Play action. Going to set up the under screen. Oh, there's a penalty. No, Thomas Sweeney can't believe it. And down the sidelines for the touchdown, but this one's going to come back. Dalton Friends in the end zone, and Sweeney can't believe it. The big tight end.
Wow.
Got flagged for an illegal block in the back.
Tell you what, I love the way they set that screen up, and you can bet they'll come back to that in a little while. That's a call right in front of the official. There was no hesitation about the call. I want to look at it again on
a spot.
Got a block in the back.
Yeah, block in the back.
On the offense, 10 yards from this spot.
Boy, what a turn of events there that time. That play was a touchdown. Here's a play action pass. Ball into the flat.
Yeah, that's a block in the
back.
back.
You see the block in the back right
Official.
there. To Lawrence Stevens. It's going a little bit of both ways there, Bill. He's coming in to play a little bit of back out of the backfield.
Good athlete, you bet.
Good athlete.
Clearly redirecting the defender. Good call. Fair call. The right call. Rick Bennett and his staff doing a fine job tonight, officiating.
Yes,
He's
they
our
are.
white hat tonight.
Let's see if they continue to pound the ball. Offensive line, you know, Vinny, how they get when they're pounding it. They go to the quarterback and say, hey, let's keep feeding the big dog.
Yep. And here's their
tight end over
again.
Yep.
I think the game plan is run away from Matthews.
See if he checks to come back to the weak side. That's going to be encroachment on the defense.
They're going to get the 5 yards back.
Yep.
Out of the 10-yard penalty from that spot foul.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense.
Well, a good count by the quarterback. Both quarterbacks have used it both times, and it's worked once for each team.
By the way, great job by our audio crew tonight. Good sound by the officials.
We can hear them.
Not much they can do for the announcers, but for the officials, it sounds good.
They can make you a soprano if they want.
So Sweeney sets up right side. Now he'll shift heavy over to the left side. I formation. First down and 10. Bodkin Banks is greeted at the line of scrimmage, man. Wow,
Mackey with a picture-perfect chest tackle. Now, Kevin, I think I see what they're setting up. Vince, when they go tight end over, Mission is moving one guy to that tight end. Right. I think they're going to come back weak side with that same toss play because Mission will be a man short on that side. Corner's going to have to come up and force that play.
2nd down and 10 from the 44-yard line.
Double tight
of the Ironman. Back under center, Yankovic in motion. Play action. Bootlegging out. Wide open is Tom Sweeney, the big Boston College-bound tight end. And that's a 1st down.
Tell you what, beautiful execution.
It is. They take 3 across the field. They have a flat defender, a sail defender, and a corner, flat route, sail route, corner route. So they can put 3 offensive players against Sutton. You can see them crossing in your picture. Nice touch pass to Sweeney. I tell you what, that's a big boy.
Yeah, you got that back running the
Tommy
under route.
Sweeney, 6'6", 230.
Exactly. Tight end running a cross route, quarterback running a bootleg on the move.
Kev, would you recruit that guy?
I'd be all over him. Going to Chestnut Hill. Going to be a Golden Eagle.
Newtile looking at the defense, checking the play.
Yankovic, motion, left side. Ibodican putting his head down, getting north and south, and that's an 8-yard gain on 1st down. They got it rolling now, fellas.
You know what they're doing? If you just find number 76, Tyrell Smith, the big tackle.
They like running over him, don't they?
They're going to find him because, boy, I'll tell you, he's a road grader.
Man. This is the style of football that Greg Toll loves right
I saw
here.
a smile right there on Coach Toll's face.
What he likes.
Keep an eye on number 11, Connor Cassidy. Coming out wide to the right, 2:17 to go. 2nd down and 2 from the 34-yard line. Kaplanovic in motion. Going to set up the screen and well defended, but Ibodican Banks breaks a tackle and he picks up the 1st down. They had it dead to rights, and then somehow Elijah able to evade the first responder, and he picks up the 1st down.
Looked like Julian Owens did a great job reading the screen coming up and missed the tackle. Oh, that wasn't Julian. Someone else missed that tackle, but that was a pretty good, smart read, but Banks did a great job.
Real tough to arm tackle.
Yeah.
Ibodican Hanks, he's a strong guy.
They've been effective start the 2nd half in this just I formation. Run into the strength side, and Sweeney. We're going to go strength side, and Ibodican Hanks is hemmed in. He thought about going left and then thought about it again, and then just sort of took his medicine and got back up in the middle there and picked up 3 yards when he looked like he was dead to rights, and then left, and then nothing there, and then buried his head and picked up 3 yards.
When you look at that formation, Vince, when you go tight end over, that guy is not eligible anymore because there's a wide receiver on the line of scrimmage.
Correct.
So he's there for run only. And on defense, if you know that, you can take a coverage guy and blitz him if you want, or you can put that coverage guy in a double cover on the slot.
Quick snap throw across the middle, looking for Kaplanovic, and it's incomplete.
Nice job by the defense recognizing the quick pass over the middle, and by the linebackers. I think that was number 41, Peyton Marshall, did a great job recognizing it and deflecting that pass.
Vinny, what do you do here? Third and 7.
Well, they had great success with that bootleg and the tight end cross. They might come back to that play. Well, they may screen.
Yeah, they're going to put the tight end out in the slot now.
From the Diablo 27-yard line, 3rd down and 7. And we've got a stoppage of play and a penalty marker down.
Dead ball. False start.
Going to bring it back to about the 32-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and 13. If they stay in that formation, Kevin, the double-double, Sweeney in the slot is a mismatch against anybody on this field.
Crossing route, maybe Bill, but, you know, they may think of 2-down territory here because they may just be out of field goal range if they pick half of it up here. So they may just try to think about 2 plays to get the 1st down.
I saw them score on a smash route, but they're not in that formation right now. On a 3rd and long in their first game against St. Joseph on this end of the field. Dalton Friend in motion. They've got a penalty marker down. They're going to go middle screen coming back this way, and the Diablos are there in mass. Got a marker down.
They're going to decline this penalty, I would think. Mission Viejo would decline it.
It'll be 4th.
Could be that the
10.
motion man was moving toward the line of scrimmage at the snap, but the Diablos, if they decline it, it's going to be 4th down. And
Bob's already saying decline it.
On the offense,
the illegal
it's
shift.
declined.
You know what's been so impressive with Mission Viejo on defense is the way they've been swarming to the ball.
a lot of guys, a lot of hats.
And this is a very important task that defenses must learn if they want to be really good.
Was Charlie McBride your defensive coordinator?
Yes. Yes.
Monty
Kiffin was.
I got to see one practice with Charlie
defensive
McBride
line,
in the black shirts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He said, you either
Swarm,
get to
man.
the ball or you don't
Swarm.
play.
Yeah.
All right. Don't be
4th and 9.
don't be caught off guard here. This is I used to love to fake punt inside the 40-yard line.
4-down territory, fellas. Here, they're only going to pick up a net of 10 yards. This one goes into the end zone. This one's straight up in the air, and this is not exactly what they were looking for, but it takes a favorable roll, and so it's going to be inside the 15 to the 14-yard line.
You hit it on the head. They netted 9 yards on that punt.
I say go for it.
Sure.
13-7. We got a ball game as we head to the 4th quarter. Don't go anywhere. Right here on the Cox 3 Sports Game of the Week, we got a dandy.
Welcome back to Classic High School Football. Down 13-0 at the half, the Ironmen from Don Bosco Prep out of New Jersey came out fired up in the 3rd quarter. The defense stuffed Mission Viejo's offense, while the Ironmen's running game came alive. With senior Elijah Hanks doing most of the damage, Hanks ran for the lone score of the quarter, and Don Bosco Prep is back in the game, down 13-7. Lots of action left. We'll see you after the game.
Marks up the middle for a pair. That was an 8-play, 26-yard drive, not much out of it. They took 7 off the board with the illegal block in the back, so a big stand for the Diablo defense after that outstanding drive by the Ironmen to open up the second half of play to make it a 13-7 ball game.
Tell you what, games like this are won in the 4th quarter by the guys that did the most work in the summertime.
High formation, Suchek inside. He's bouncing to the outside. He fumbled the football. It's a scoop and score going the other way, and that's a touchdown. Picking it up and going into the end zone is Guchar.
Opportunistic play, hard hit on Suchek. Got him to cough up the ball, and they just scooped it up, Don Bosco, and just took it right in the end zone.
The New Jersey faithful going crazy on the other sideline over there, the fans. And
Guchar, watch this.
Well, you talked
got
about
the ball
having
loose
him bump
right here.
outside.
Hit right on the head. That's a big hit right there. Let's give credit to Davon Ellison. He is a hard-hitting junior free safety. Remember that name, folks. We haven't called his name tonight, but he is one of the hardest-hitting defensive backs in the country, Davon Ellison. And there's the man right there in the scoop and score, Guchar into the end zone for the touchdown. The Ironmen can take a lead right here, and they've got the lead. Going into the fourth quarter, right out of the chute, Don Bosco Prep here in the second half have outscored the Diablos 14-0.
Wow.
Big momentum shift right there.
There was something said at halftime. I said this has been a game of halves. I mean, Mission Viejo came out the first half looking great in every area. Everything was bouncing their way. Second half thus far, into the third quarter has been all. So maybe the punt wasn't a bad idea. I'm telling you.
Looks pretty good now,
Yeah.
but boy, I tell you the difference. The third quarter was won by the physicality of the Don Bosco Prep team.
Yes.
Mission has still played such a great game on defense. I'm just so impressed with the way they've gang tackled.
The Gaius, and that'll be Alex Suchek dropping back just across the goal line, so that'll come out to the 20-yard line. So Alex, who's had a nice game tonight, running and earning some tough yards, gets hit right on the ball. Great hit by Davon Ellison. And, you know, sometimes you just got to give it up to your opponent. There's nothing that Alex did wrong there.
Well,
He had the
put
ball,
the helmet,
you know,
put the helmet right
hit
where
it
the
right
ball
on the
was.
spot.
That's one of the things that is so obvious in this game. These are two heavyweight champion teams going at each other. And I think it's play as hard as you can, ask no quarter, give no quarter, but sportsmanship has been great. Just two heavyweights going at one another.
Feber looking, this ball almost intercepted. Great break on the ball again there by Davon Ellison.
Wow,
Did you
great
see
break.
him ID that? And he came with his hair on fire.
He looks like a smaller version of Ed Reed, because when he made his mind up, he saw the angle of the pass, and all of that downhill safety stuff is about angles. We're going to get a good look at it here. You're going to see as soon as the quarterback's eyes move, look at him drive on the ball and get a hand in there.
See, when you're drifting up the field right on that middle route like that, you open up the door for the free safety. He's got to come a little flatter, and he'll cut that free safety off. Left side, handoff. This time going to Tony Williams, who had a touchdown against Baldwin, and he's a very fast, physical tailback, and spells Alex Suchek, Malagati there defensively for the Ironmen.
You know, as I watch this Don Bosco Prep defense, the staple part of it, the thing that really never changes, are the four-down linemen. They're always going to be in that four-man front. Sometimes they have two inside backers like they do now. They give you a nickel look, covering with five guys.
Boy, how bad did they miss Sean Modster? Feber's going to pull it down, out of bounds, picks up the first down. Heads up play there by Ian.
Yep. I thought I saw movement on the defensive front that time, but a first down by Feber. The Diablos right now need somebody to step up.
And that was Ian Feber on that last play, Bill. Big third down play. Drops back, straight drop back, fakes the throw, sees the area to run, sees the first down markers, and goes and gets the first down. Nice job.
Guys, I'm looking on the near sideline. I don't even see Modster. I don't know, maybe we can get Gordon to get an update there, but I doubt, you know, he took that big hit on the knee, hobbled off the field. So we'll see if he comes back. Here's Suchek hitting it pretty hard. Left side, and those are some tough earned yards tonight on the inside by Mission Viejo.
There are going to be some tired bodies after this game's over, but again, how often do you get a chance to play an intersectional rivalry like this? It's the second time they've met. They met 2 years ago. They're meeting again tonight. I think it's awesome to see two high school teams from opposite ends of the country getting a chance to test each other out. Here comes that blitz. Feber's going to check out of it.
They're trying to time it. They're just trying to time this.
Right up the middle. Suchek does a nice job scooting on his backside and picked up a couple extra yards. Was it the Santa Margarita Bishop Gorman game the other night? Cheering one night for Mater Dei, the next night for the Eagles, and you know, we've got friends everywhere, so it's so much fun this year, and we're just embracing every moment of it, and we feel very blessed to have our kids participating, that's for sure.
You know, that's the beauty of this, of your lovely daughter here helping us tonight. One son in the Army, one son at Mater Dei. My two granddaughters, the older one, the 8- and the 5-year-old, got to be cheerleaders last night at the Orange Lutheran game.
How fun was that?
So I called the 5-year-old today, and I said, how was it? She goes, oh, Papa, very stressful.
That's what Lily said. We're down on the field watching Bosco. We'll get to that in just a moment here. Here's Alex Suchek getting slammed right at the line of scrimmage. We're down watching St. John Bosco versus Chandler. We're in the end zone, and she goes, God, it's so quiet down here. We go over to the cheerleader side during the pregame. It's chaotic. Yeah. I go, now I know what you're talking about. Right. Let's go downstairs to Gordon Spencer.
Thanks, KT. You were asking about wide receiver Sean Modster on Mission Viejo. Just talked to Dr. Mark, and he said he has a bruised tibia, having a little trouble walking right now, so the chances of us seeing him in the game are pretty slim right now. He's on the sideline, but not sure he'll make it back in this game.
Well, that's actually pretty good news. Yeah. That's not a knee. You can deal with pain. Hopefully there's no fracture in there, but right. You know, I think they're doing the wise thing with him, keeping him quiet here in the second half. Daniel Marks on the receiving end. Good defensive effort there by Corey Stefanik there defensively, number 4.
I'll tell you what, Fieber saw the double A-gap blitz one more time, and he got the ball off. That was impressive, and the catch by Marks was impressive. Watch this. Here comes the double A-gap blitz, and he gets it out just in time.
Well, Marks made a nice catch. They like that blitz.
3rd down and about 5 yards. This is a huge play in this game.
Fieber's 8 for 22 for 160 yards and 1 touchdown, so they kind of kept him in check tonight so far.
Like in Andrew Schurz right now. Going to try to get him on a fade route. There they're going to Schurz. Get up in the air, Andrew. Yeah, he got it. And there's pass interference. That's a great call by Brett Johnson right there. Andrew Schurz, one of our guys, about 6'4", getting up in the air. That's money right there. That's a great call.
That's the quickest I've seen Bob Johnson move in a long time, running down the field right alongside his receiver.
Again, another pump fake and throws the ball up for the receiver to go get it.
Look at that
job
effort.
by Schurz.
Look at that effort.
Great adjustment for the ball. Good throw there, flat-footed. Just lofts it up. Good timing. Beautiful catch there by Andrew Schurz.
With the defensive back, number 28, Lawrence Stevens, all over him. Draped all over him. Nice catch.
Well, I tell you what, at this point in the game, that's the play of the game. 3rd down and 5. You're down by a point. The clock is running at 7 minutes. That's a huge play for the Diablos.
Love that call.
I love this fireball. Ian Fieber, the quarterback. He's going to hang in there, and doesn't matter if he's getting whacked or not. He'll get the throw off.
Just has not been a crease on the inside for Alex tonight all night long, and that defensive front doing a fine job up there. Kleinberg, Chacona, Schultz, and Spallanzani. And then the linebackers, Miley and Malaguti. Tough sledding on the inside there, Vince.
Yeah, you know what? When they run that full house backfield, they have a one-on-one on the outside with their wide receivers. They may take a shot at that some point here soon.
Boy, Kevin, I agree. The 2 down guys, the 2 defensive tackles, and those 2 inside linebackers are nails. They're doing it.
9 from the 20. Fieber pump fake. Looking. He's got his man. A good catch. Broke off the route. Good adjustment there by Jordan Palomino.
That's a great job, again, of keeping your eyes downfield by Ian Fieber.
Well, just when I thought they were going to run that jailbreak screen to the left, Bill, he just ad-libs, and he sees his receiver to the right side and makes a great job, great ad-lib play to Palomino.
Tell you what, I thought he did a great job of trying to get the ball inside the pylon.
Boy, look where they're marking the ball. Hey, guys, look where they're marking the ball.
That's
way back at the 2. He was right at
on the goal line.
They may say he stepped out of bounds right there, Kevin.
I'm not sure about that, fellas. Suchek trying to burrow his way into the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown. Alex Suchek's been working hard all night long. He just got rewarded for a lot of hard work, and that's a retribution touchdown right there for that young man, the senior speedster. Alex Suchek into the end zone for the touchdown.
Got to go for 2. That's what the chart says, but you're right. That 3rd and 5 pass play was huge. I loved what you said about payback time. They give him the dirty work on the 2-yard line, and he was like a mole burrowing into the ground there, and he would not be denied.
Well, you might consider a timeout here. This is an important 2-point play. I don't know if they're going to have enough time to get this play off, but otherwise I'd call a timeout.
You know, I think maybe I might want to run behind Cole Smith for 2 points.
They're spreading him out.
Keep
Watch
an eye on Shures. They're going to try to post him up. They love him down here at the goal line. This time, the ball is fumbled, and that is a dead ball on a 2-point conversion. That thing blew up. 19-14, smell an upset in the making tonight here at the Mission Viejo Classic. Diablos retake the lead, 19-14. (19-14). Mission Viejo back on top. They went into the locker room leading 13-0. Then the Ironmen came back and scored 14 unanswered points. That's a 12-play, 80-yard drive, fellas.
That's big
Took
time.
5:07 off the clock.
That's a big answer.
Big answer. You're right.
Niebuhr was a great
High
drive.
School Sports Illustrated magazine, committed to educating, informing, and showcasing local student athletes, coaches, and schools. HSI is a free publication at all of our Cox Solution stores. Your school and selected retailers and businesses also have them available throughout Orange County. So, 6:01 to go. Vince Ferragamo, you're down 19-14.
Same old stuff. Just methodically drive the ball down the field.
No panic.
They've been running the ball well. They've been throwing the ball pretty well. Defense is going to have to step up if they want to win this game.
Exciting second half of football here. Kevin Turner along with a coach, Bill Cunardy, Vince Ferragamo, Gordon Spencer, and Mark Heller working the stats to our right tonight. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Doing a great job. To our entire Cox 3 crew on it tonight like nobody else's business. Elijah Bodekin-Hanks in the backfield. The door is slammed. And Bodekin-Hanks has got nowhere to go on first down. He's smothered.
But when they run motion, the adjustment for the defense is to go back into the zone formation. So that may be a key for what they may want to, how to attack that. They run the motion and set up a pass play for the post route.
That was a go backwards play of 2 yards, 5:30 to go in the ball game.
Still got to keep your eye on Tommy Sweeney, the tight end, number 15.
Dalton Friend shuttles in motion to the near side. High snap pulled down by Newtown. Sweeney can't hold on to the football, and he gets hit after the play, and that's an unnecessary roughness. That's going to be a first down and 15 yards. Not a bright play there by the Diablos, and that's going to cost them. That's a huge penalty.
That was
assessed against Mission Viejo.
That's
self-inflicted.
It's going to be 3rd down and 12.
Yep.
Just a spur of the moment thing that you just want to shake your head about.
Bob Johnson
Dead
just
ball.
pulled him out of the
Personal
game.
foul this way.
Late hit.
I'm sure Gabe Meza would like that one back, but he's played a terrific game to this point.
Just a late hit there. Don't know what that's for, but they're feeling the pinch of that.
So they open the window of opportunity for the Ironmen. Can Don Bosco take advantage?
Here's your unbalance again, Bill.
They've been very effective out of this I formation here in the second half. Bodekin Hanks trying to work the edge, gets his shoulders up the field, and he's going to get back just across the line of scrimmage.
I'll tell you what, you got to take your hats off to the secondary and the way the Diablos are tackling, because if Bodekin Hanks is a load once he turns upfield, and we saw on that long run that once he gets his speed up, I'd be really interested to see a race between he and Suchek. That would be fun to watch.
That's not a bad play, because when they put that tight end over there, they're really having unbalanced, and the Mission Viejo defense doesn't adjust, so they want to run that way. You think they'd get more yards.
I think they've been going back to the weak side so much, the Diablos just decide to stay home. Now see him slide over, Vinny?
Yeah.
They got a guy over on Sweeney right now.
Connor Cassidy's had the hot hand tonight. Newtile looking. Yankovic is there. He's got the first down at midfield.
That is a gorgeous pass route. It's called 3 against the sideline. You've got a back in the flat. You've got an intermediate receiver at 14 yards and a deep guy in the corner, and you end up being one defender short.
And this is a nice throw by the quarterback. He keeps adjusting his feet, sliding in the pocket, throws it to Yankovic outside. Nice play.
Boy, how strong is his arm? Throwing that deep out off his back foot.
Yep. Beautiful pass.
He's going to be a Temple Owl.
4:21 to go. First down and 10. Ball at midfield. Don Bosco Prep trailing by 5. Down by a nickel. Here's Elijah Bodekin. Wrapped up on the inside, and the Diablos again.
Stingy on defense. But this is their style, Kevin. They like to run. They like to interject the pass, change the 2 tight ends, change the formation, do a little motion.
You know, Greg Toll's the kind of coach that is going to pound that play and just know that his running back is going to give him a big Roger Craig kind of play here.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Clock winding down under 3:45 to go. Second down and 9. Here's a draw play, penalty marker down, another marker down, and
I'll tell you what,
Bodekin, and they're going to get this one coming back the other way.
The first one is going to be a motion penalty. 2 guys were in motion at the same time. That's going to bring it back. Then there was a holding penalty, and let's see what our White Hat's going to tell us here.
I agree with the holding penalty.
They'll say there are 2 penalties on the play.
We have 2 penalties. We have illegal shift this way. That's declined. Holding this way on the offense will be enforced.
Good call, Coach.
We got them all right.
We got them.
Are we playing that $1 million quiz thing?
Boy, this is not a pop quiz. This is like a midterm exam for you. I'll give you 100%. We'll advance to the bonus round. 3.5 minutes to go. Second down and 20. Ball back on the Ironman 40-yard line. Newtile out of the shotgun. Back to pass. Has some time. Looking over the middle. He's got Connor Cassidy. Again inside the 45, and he's down to the 43-yard line.
Well, that Cassidy has a knack for getting open over the middle.
He's a kind of a Wes Welker inside route runner. He'll feel his way. Here's a great look at it. This is what we're going to see what Newtile looks like.
Look at the movement, Bill.
Pretty throw.
The back running a swing to the left.
Very well designed.
Line did a good job pass protecting. Quarterback fed it in there nicely.
That was 2nd and 20. Now it's 3rd and 3 from the 43. Newtile throws. He's got the big tight end and the first down at the 35-yard line.
Big
Under 3 minutes to go.
They ran their trips to that side with Sweeney just running a little hook out. The back in the flat. Wide receiver running a quick post.
You know,
nice route.
Vinny, I'm sure you ran that Y stick, that little 5-yard square out.
That's effective when you got
to
a
a guy that
6'6"
big.
tight end.
You bet.
Now they put 80 in the game. He's been a big force on defense. They may be running right.
Sweeney sets up tight end. They're going to run his way. Debodekin, Hanks puts his head down inside the 30, and they're going to mark him down at the 28-yard line. 2.5 to go. Clock running.
You know, they keep finding that guy, 76, Tyrell Smith. That is going to be
that's a good choice to run that way.
He's going to be a big-time collegiate offensive tackle.
Boy, how big was that late hit? Opened up the window. Frank Newtile and his Ironman driving right now with 2 minutes and some change remaining on the clock, trailing by 5. 2nd and 4 from the 29. Elijah Bodekin breaks a tackle, still on his feet, and he's fighting ahead for a first down. He's going to be just shy of the first down. He's going to be about a yard shy, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 1.
What a great individual effort, because the Diablos had him at the line of scrimmage. I think we're going to get a timeout. Don Bosco Prep.
Smash mouth football here on the game of the week. We got a good one tonight, Vince.
This is it. This is what it boils down to. It boils down to defense and a good timeout here by Don Bosco.
Got our Mission Viejo Infinity inspired performance of the game, and it was something we were thinking about. It was that 3rd and 5 as the Diablos were driving, and Ian Fieber going back to pass and tosses this one up. Beautiful touch pass, and Andrew Schur's going up making a great catch and getting his feet in bounds, and that's our Infinity of Mission Viejo inspired performance of the game. Here we go, 3rd down and 1 on the 26-yard line. Minute 44 to go, game on the line. Elijah Bodekin Hanks through the left side, and he's got the first down, and he almost, Vince, almost picked it up.
Tyrell Smith, follow Tyrell Smith. When it comes down to crunch time, you want to go where your proven players are at, and that's the left tackle, and they ran with Sweeney on that left side, 2 tight ends. They loved that play all most of the night.
Here's Sweeney's going to set up in the slot now. Under 1.5 minutes to go. Newtile looking into the end zone.
Almost
Yankovic
intercepted.
there.
Almost
Kinda held up.
intercepted.
Good thing that ball was thrown higher. That might have been a pick 6.
It sure looked like it.
Trying to go to Yankovic on the slant, double slant in. Bill on the wide side of the field, and good coverage by Mission Viejo.
Vince, if they get in that trips with the tight end, 3 slants would be hard to cover, especially with Sweeney at 6'6".
Going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Ball resting on the Diablo 23-yard line. Game is in the balance.
Here's the trips over here to the short side.
Connor Cassidy's had the hot hand tonight on the receiving end. Here's a draw play. Elijah Bodekin Hanks looking for some daylight. He's got the corner still on his feet inside the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal.
That is a delayed draw with the tackle pulling, and it was executed beautifully.
That was a really nice call right there.
Goodness.
Right when you think they're going to be throwing the ball, they run a draw to Hanks. Nice setup by the quarterback. Great execution by the offensive line.
Good
crisscross
vision there.
Blocking. And Hanks almost breaks it in
74,
for a touchdown.
Mitch Arthur was the lineman leading out there on that play.
Here's Elijah Bodekin Hanks to the end zone. Touchdown. They got in. What an amazing drive, and it all goes back, guys, to that foolish penalty. That opened the door, and unfortunately for the Diablos,
that run left
that was a 3rd down and forever, and they pick up a first down.
That was the gold medal recipe right there.
I'll tell you what we've seen. We've seen two incredible drives in the space of about the last 4 minutes. And the play calling on both sides, I think, has been brilliant.
Tremendous.
Just absolutely, it's creative on both sides. They're going to go for 2 right now.
It's a good decision, 21-19 or 2019 here.
So a field goal would only be a tie if the Diablos get down the field.
Ball sets up into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. So that's Kaplanovic into the end zone for the 2-point conversion, 22-19. But guys, there's 1:01 left on the clock.
Plenty of time.
They're a big return away, and Mission Viejo has got 1 timeout remaining.
There's time. There's time to do it, especially when you have everything built around your quarterback in this offense. Certainly time enough for Mission Viejo to come back.
I have been so impressed with Frank Newtile, the quarterback. He's going on to Temple, but I'll tell you what, he's got ice water in his veins, and
that was a nice drive, Bill.
He's really an enthusiastic guy, a cheerleader for his team, but he has been remarkable tonight. His poise in the pocket, his accuracy, I can see why the Temple Owls latched onto him.
So we'll see if Suchek has been 7-8 yards deep into the end zone.
I would sure like to get a run back on this. I know that.
The Gaius with the kick, and this one is going to,
they may not have a
again,
chance here.
Sail into the end zone, so no return. But they've got 1:01, 1 minute, 1 second remaining, trailing by 3. So Zach Olson has 50-plus yard range. So they're going to have to get to about the 35-yard line.
I think they probably need to
timeouts
advance
left.
A little further than that.
The Diablos only have 1 left.
1 timeout. Plenty of time for Ian Feber, but they missed Sean Monster, that's for sure. He was a difference maker in the first half.
Nice
Feber throws.
He gets out of bounds.
And an extra hit out of bounds. I'm surprised they didn't get a little extra on that.
Nice job.
Schurz with an outstanding catch on the far sideline.
You know, Don Bosco chose to rush 3 and drop 8. And I tell you what, I don't think I'd give Ian Feber that much time.
No, I think they came with a linebacker. It gave a little bit more help with the 4-man rush, but still it's a pretty loose zone coverage. A lot of room in that secondary, Bill.
So do you have a California overtime with a New Jersey team coach?
you got the seam over the middle. Bill is open.
Here comes those backers
Feber's
on the
got time, throws over the middle, and a nice catch there. Working back to the ball.
Penalty on the
Andrew
flag.
Schurz, his 3rd catch of the night, but there was some stuff going on away from the play where there's a penalty called, and I think there's going to be a defensive hold on number 21.
You know, the other possibility was roughing the quarterback, and we'll see what the white hat tells us.
They have a seam route by the slot receiver once they get a 2 look, which is 2 safeties are splitting the field, and they're pretty wide set, so you may have something down the middle.
Remember back.
Oh, this is going to be another unsportsmanlike.
Oh, boy.
Wait a minute. He's pushing it.
Wait a minute. Which way are they go? Oh, they're going to mark it off.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Okay, that's the block.
Defensive pass interference.
Yeah, that was Guchar at the top there.
They need a field goal to tie, a touchdown to win.
There's a nice pass by Feber.
Well, look at this catch.
Right over the middle.
That's
nice
a perfect throw and a great job.
Sure-handed Schurz.
Yeah, sure has nice ability there.
Into the flat and down inside Ironman territory, right at the 39-yard line. We think they got to get to the 35, so they're knocking on the door here.
Holding against the Diablos.
Oh, my goodness.
Jordan Palomino comes up with another clutch catch tonight.
Well, that's making it tough.
Oh, the penalties are
44 seconds left.
Diablo staff nuts tomorrow in their film session. But you know what? 16, 17-year-old kid. We see guys that are paid professionals that do this.
The same thing. I know it.
I've
you just
seen
have
a few
to think when you play.
They're paid to hold. That's what they do.
You got to help your quarterback, Bill.
Offense.
Tell you what, you didn't mind if somebody held, did you? If they had a free run at you?
We'll get a play back. This is kind of digging a hole for Mission Viejo. Man, that's a major penalty.
Number 15.
Let's see if they get Suchek out wide.
Tommy Sweeney is now at rush in for Don Bosco.
Suchek not in the game right now. Fieber's got some time looking over the
There
middle.
it is.
Big hitter right across the middle at the
That was a good call.
45-yard line.
They had the seam route. They hit
nice
that. That
catch.
was a beautiful call.
Castelli, a junior, 5'9", 170-pounder. We haven't called his name tonight. Comes up with a big clutch catch.
Great play.
With 30 seconds left in the ball game.
How about that throw?
Even a better throw. I was just going to say, watch this throw here, Bill.
You have-
What timing on this throw?
Ian Fieber throws a rocket.
He did beautiful. And a great job holding on to the ball.
Great.
Who was
resolve
that?
there.
Who was that out
That's
there?
Castelli that went across the middle there and made that catch.
Castelli, what a catch.
I'll tell you what,
That's a clutch
Vince,
catch.
I mean, you knew you were going to, I mean, he absolutely knew he was going to get hammered.
That pass, anytime you throw that seam route like that against cover two, as soon as you catch it, you are going to get hit. So you already know that.
You know, it's interesting to see number 15, Tommy Sweeney, in on defense. Now, they're taking him out right now, but I'm sure what Greg Toll is telling him is, you're 6'6". When you come off the edge, get your hands up. He actually got cut blocked the last time, and not nearly as effective when you're 5'1".
You see this game going in overtime? Very
Both
possible.
teams have played a courageous ball game tonight, and a big hit up the far sideline, and this one is incomplete. Looking for Andrew Schurz. Incomplete, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 3. 26 seconds left, folks, and it's a 3-point ball game. 22-19, a seesaw heavyweight battle tonight here at Mission High School.
Look who's in the game on defense. Number 1, Elijah Bodekin-Hanks.
Coming off the edge.
He's coming off the edge. Here comes the blitz.
This ball
What
was
a
caught.
catch.
There's pass interference.
Oh, sure makes an unbelievable catch.
He was interfered with too as well, and he makes a great catch, and that's a 1st down.
Fieber
22
took a big
seconds.
hit.
line.
Where do
Fieber
you,
took a
Kevin,
big
where
hit.
do you legitimately think the Diablos need to get the ball for a field goal? Do they need to get it inside the 20? So
Well,
we're talking
he's
35,
Bob told me
45?
he's got over 50-yard range.
Well, then he's in position now.
right
but I
now.
mean, obviously you want to get a little closer. But they have 22 seconds left, no timeouts. But
That's a 48-yard field goal right now.
Fieber just took a wild hit. So I mean, that's got to be in some of your thinking of what kind of play you want to call
But
right
he's
now.
got a little
No
Vince Ferragamo
timeouts.
in him. He's good. Look at him. He's fine.
Well,
You know, here's the dilemma.
you said
have
he's
no
fine.
timeouts
You're
left.
Not him down there.
There's no timeouts left, so you want to throw on the,
Okay,
on
watch
the
this hit.
outside.
Watch this hit he takes.
What are they doing with the ball here on this penalty?
That's
What's
a great
going on?
catch.
Oh, they're going to mark a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
So it's 15 yards. Must have been a major
That
penalty.
puts him in Zach Olson range, and we're setting up for a tie ball game here and going to overtime, fellas.
Well, let's see. There's 22 seconds left. You've got time to get out of bounds. You've got time for a few more plays here. So they
Now,
take a shot.
Vinny, let's see if they blitz. Here comes the backer off the edge.
Nice catch, threading the needle.
Wow, this is
Ian Fieber airing it out. Jordan Palomino.
Got to
another
get up.
great
They
catch.
got to stop the
Be ready
clock
to-
with the 1st down.
Be ready to spike it. Be ready to spike it when the ball is marked ready by the umpire.
Yeah, that's the
Got
call.
a shot at the end zone here
Spike
if they
it.
want it.
Attaboy, good job.
Got 12 seconds. They've got. What do you think, Coach? You got 2 shots, or are you just going to take one and get your field goal kicker out there and get this into overtime?
I'm going to take one. I'm going to take one, and I'm going to make sure of this. This ball must be thrown into the end zone. If you get tackled on the 2, the clock is probably going to run out.
Yeah, but if it's open, throw it. If it isn't, throw it through the end zone.
You bet.
Because,
That's a good point.
I mean, don't get it intercepted.
our-
down
Okay, hey
our
guys,
kicker is
they're
well
gonna,
within
they're going to
range.
go ahead and try the kick right now.
right now.
I
They're gonna
like
put it in
that.
Zach Olson's hand. Well, if a ball bounces up in the air and it's intercepted,
That's
then
right.
you lose that opportunity. So here we go. This is a 32-yard attempt. Zach Olson out of the hold of Bland. Low snap. The kick is up. It's on the way, and it looks good. It's right down the middle. And we're going to overtime. What a kick. What a drive. Andrew Schurz, Ian Fieber, the offensive line.
And that wasn't an easy kick. That was from the right hash mark. So, I mean, it wasn't right down the middle. I mean, he kicked the ball right down the middle of the upright.
Hey, let me ask you, has this lived up to the hype or what?
Oh,
Jeez.
my, it has.
Holy
The
cow.
Diablos got the ball back with 1:01 left. You know, the
it.
air out of the wind out of the sails, and they answer back. What a character drive there by the Diablos.
Well, this is the quality of teams we're dealing with here. These are two top quality teams. I mean, you hate to see any team lose.
Wow, they call things the Classic. Sometimes that's overrated. The Mission Viejo Classic, not overrated tonight, fellas.
No way.
Well, every game. Yesterday, Loyola and Crenshaw went double overtime in the first game. And then the second game, Long Beach Poly and Corona Centennial. Poly scored with about a minute left to win that game.
Wow.
St. John Bosco and Chaparral.
Bosco trailed at halftime.
Unbelievable.
Came back.
Wow, there's we might have to change that inspired performance.
You know, whoever picked the
Been a
teams,
few tonight.
maybe it was Bob, but whoever picked the teams for this.
Are they going to play OT tonight?
Oh,
yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to fly here from New Jersey and go home with a tie. I got a
Well, it's 3 in the morning for New Jersey right now.
That's
you guys.
right.
Yeah, but UCLA started at 6 in the morning today in Lincoln, Nebraska. 2 a.m. Sarah,
okay.
Sarah's telling us
it's 2 a.m. I'm sorry.
Our
Okay.
crack staff in the truck.
Well, what's the difference? Yeah, it's really late.
Well, hey, it's 2 a.m. in our truck.
There we are,
That's what
right
they
there. Look at the crowd tonight. Great shot there, fellas. Great American Rivalry Series, part of the Mission Viejo Classic. Packed house here at Mission Viejo High School. Look at the sidelines.
I think I saw
Standing room
Waldo.
only.
I think I saw Waldo in there in the stands.
Do you air it out here? Or take it?
I think you take a knee
Yeah.
and you go over and relax for about 3 minutes and then start playing again.
Fake the knee drop.
We're going to the California tiebreaker with the New Jersey team from
Have you ever seen that?
Ramsey, New Jersey. Well, I saw it with
Fake the knee and then drop back and throw the ball.
Oh, yeah.
That looked like one of Pete Zamperini's plays.
Yeah.
second one I've seen this year with two teams from outside of California going into a California. Bishop Gorman and Santa Margarita got squared off a few weeks ago. We're going to take a timeout. Come back. We're all tied. We're going to overtime, folks. We're all tied at 22, and we're going to overtime. Coach, why don't you take a moment and share with the fans the California tiebreaker rule here in overtime?
California's had several different versions of this, but the one we use now, the ball will be put on the 25-yard line. There's going to be a coin flip, and the winner of the coin flip can choose to go on offense or defense. Most teams that win a coin flip like this go on defense first, because then you know what you have to do.
Right.
So the offensive team has the ball on the 25-yard line, and they go until they either score or run out of downs. There's no clock in this situation. So the coaches and staff are going to go out to the middle of the field right now for the coin flip. If there's a tie at the end of this first overtime period, whoever started on offense will go on defense first, and they'll just switch. But one of these teams is going to get to pick which end of the field they're going to run the California tiebreaker. So that's part of the process that the White Hat's going to do right now for us.
I think Mission Viejo is going to want this.
From the 25-yard, we'll do a coin toss.
Bob's out there in the middle.
Just like we did at the beginning of the game, offense or defense, where we go. One team will have a chance from the 25-yard line. Whatever the result is after they've marched down the field with first downs, etc., and then scoring whatever way possible, then the defense has a chance. All right? The defense at any time recovers the ball, intercepts it, whatever, we stop at that particular point. Your offense doesn't get to continue. 25 going in. 25 going in. Okay, we'll have a coin toss here. We have one each. One each per period. Yep. Okay, we good? We got a coin here. Head and a tail. What are you going to call? Tails. Tails it is. If I drop it, we'll do it again.
Nice catch.
You have your choice.
This is Rick Bennett, the White Hat out there tonight.
Okay, which end of which end of the field?
Jonathan Camus there, the register.
This end? Okay. Here we go. Just a second. You'll start. You're going to start on defense? Okay. So you'll start on defense then, okay?
Well, they've explained everything. Rick Bennett did a great job explaining that to both coaches and the two captains. Greg Toll, a good picture of Greg on the sideline. This is just unbelievable high school football. This is football at its best on this level.
You know what, Coach, is interesting is that the band is to our right, the student section, which is a lot more boisterous than the non-student section, to our left, yet they elect to defend to the left of us. It's kind of an interesting position. Gordon, Spencer, downstairs to you.
Hey, thanks, KT. Just listening in on Marty Mickelson coaching up the defense a little bit, and he said this is what we work on the most, red zone defense. That's exactly what we're going to be dealing with in overtime is red zone defense. We cannot let them in the end zone.
And you can't kick, as Bob mentioned,
yes.
I think when he goes back philosophically, they've had, Zach's done a great job, 3 for 3 tonight kicking field goals, but he wants to score touchdowns.
Sure.
In any event, it's been a very well-played football game tonight. And we've got a classic here at the Mission Viejo Classic. Going to overtime. New tile. Bodick and Hanks working extremely hard tonight.
How many
Left
times
side,
have they ran that play?
Near a first down.
There's a number of ways to run the power. And talking to those defensive coaches, you can pull a guard, you can double team with the tight end. They've run it 4 different ways.
Yeah. Pretty much man blocking, Bill, and just using their big linemen to just run right over those guys.
2nd down and 3 from the 18.
There it is again. Keep it
Gonna
simple.
work left side, and he's going to pick up a pair, and he's going to be maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Our view corridor is a little obscured here tonight.
Here's a big 3rd down play coming up. I didn't gain much yardage on that run.
I think he got right back to the line of scrimmage. 145 yards tonight on 25 carries for Elijah Ebodican hyphen Hanks.
Big play here. 3rd down and about 4. They've got a very good kicker. Yeah, I'm not sure that Coach Toll liked what he saw there, that defense for the 2 tight end set they had, so they call a timeout. You have 1 in each overtime period.
It's interesting how quiet it's gotten
Isn't
here
that
in
amazing?
overtime. This thing was at a crescendo a few moments ago, and now it's just gone quiet. It's like a golf tournament out there.
Well, you can do Tim Rosta for it.
You don't want to miss our new exclusive Cox3.com online post-game show. Every week we'll recap each game with analysis and exciting game highlights each week. The post-game show will be available to view online by Saturday afternoon. Tonight's post-game show will be available beginning Sunday, so you don't want to miss it. Just go to cox3.com and click on the game of the week. Plenty of highlights for you folks to preview online. So here we go, 3rd down and 3 from the 18-yard line. Frank Newtile will climb under center. Tommy Sweeney, the tight end, to the left side. Play action, he's gonna boot out. Looking, throwing, he's gonna dump it off, and he's got the 1st down. Up the right side is Yankovic is there. Dan's had 3 receptions tonight. The sure-handed number 19 right there in the middle of your screen.
You have to, if you're an outside linebacker or a defensive rush end, you've got to keep the quarterback in your sights, because right now he pops out there and he's got nobody in front of him. He could have run for the 1st down.
That's their bread and butter play,
They
Bill.
love
That
kid's good
bootleg
at that.
play, tight end cross, back in the flat is a great play. Good call.
I think we'll see a steady dose of Elijah Ibodic and Hanks right now out of the pro set I formation. Hanks left side, trying to find some room to run inside, and he gets inside the 5 and down to the 4-yard line.
That young man has obviously been in the weight room doing some squats, because his leg drive is incredible.
Over 150 yards rushing on 26 carries now.
Ball sitting on the 4-yard line, 2nd down.
And goal.
And boy, I tell you, you got to sell out down here. If you've got a chance for a tip ball, if you got a chance to make a pick, you got to be aggressive.
This is the game right here. Gonna have to stop it.
2nd down and goal from the 4-yard line. Motion, Hanks inside, no, right back to the line of scrimmage. Defensively, that front for Mission Viejo is standing tall tonight. Matthews, Babros, Ichis, Meza, and then the linebackers, Resch, Mackey, Marshall.
You know, Kevin, he actually lost a yard on that play. So we've got a 3rd down and goal.
That was a big stand right there, big play.
You know, one thing you always have to consider, and we've said it so many times, Vinny, is if you got Tommy Sweeney at 6'6", down here near the goal line, that guy's your mismatch. They're in bunch trips to Sweeney's side.
Keep an eye on number 11.
Watch the rollout.
Cassidy.
Halfback is wide open.
Newtown rolling. Looking for Elijah Bodick and Hanks. Throws it wide to the right. Incomplete. And the field goal unit's going to have to come on.
If he looked right, he had the back wide open immediately, but by continuing to roll, he drew 2 defenders in that area.
Right, and a good defense. A way to stretch the play by the Diablos.
That's
as tired as everybody is.
That's
you have to
great effort by the Diablo front. Look at those guys.
That's a crazy angle now, too, fellas.
Yes, it is.
They say defenses win the games. This is where you'd have to do it.
Okay, it needs 3 parts. It needs a good snap, a good hold, and a good kick.
Bales.
Not the easiest position in the field to be kicking for a right-footed kicker.
23-yard field goal.
Don't be offsides now.
Good snap, kick is down, and it's right down the middle. So, the Ironmen from Don Bosco Prep take a temporary 3-point lead here in overtime.
You know, what you know now for sure is you have 2 options here. You can kick a field goal and go to a 2nd overtime. Or if you score a touchdown, it's go party.
It's over.
That's right. That's a nice thing about deferring.
Yes.
And winning the flip
you
of
know
the coin
all your
for
options
overtime.
right
exactly.
now.
Great defensive stand by the Diablos.
I know what you would do. You'd find Steve Rivera and throw a touchdown pass. I know. I saw that act for a couple of years.
I did a rollout.
So the Diablos are thinking, get this one in the end zone and let's go to Fratello's.
Eggplant Parmesan.
All right, hey guys, we got Alex Suchek at the bottom of your screen. Now he's going to motion back to his tailback position. Feber, pump fake, looking. He's got a man wide open in the end zone, and he checks down. He had Andrew Schurz.
He had the corner route. The smash route, as you said, was wide open, wasn't it? But I like the sure play that he took. But I thought he had a shot at the touchdown.
It was close, though.
Kevin was back in his ASU days, and he was wide open going to the corner. Now, they worked Wednesday on the smash, or the sluggo post, rather. The sluggo post. Let's see if they run it against 2D.
2nd and 5. Suchek straight ahead. Good surge by the O-line tonight. It's been very tough sledding on the inside. Arlotti, Pasaglia, Smith, Castellanos, Kaiser.
We're just waiting all night for Suchek to get a break and get through that line and go.
You know,
they've kind of held him in check.
That reminds me of the, Bill Parcells when he gets on the sideline. He goes, "This is why you lift all them weights."
That's right.
Kind of like Daniel Marks right here. Give it to the big boy. Lead block. Suchek right into the heart of the defense and turn back. He's going to be shy of the first down by about a half a yard.
And Mission Viejo has 35 athletes on their football team. They're in a 1,000-pound club.
Bob wants to win this thing. He says, "Guys, can we get a half a yard? Tired of playing tiddlywinks with the field goal kickers."
Here's the game
I
right
love
here.
this call.
4th and 1.
Maybe try to draw
Run or
offside.
pass? Run.
We got a hard count coming, fellas. Little movement there by Ayers, going to call timeout. That's a smart play. Little lurch there by the quarterback, Vince. You see that little forward?
That'll get you a penalty, too.
That could.
But,
we could see that again on our replay. If we get another shot at that, he took a kind of a good push forward on that to try to draw the defense.
One of the things that you alluded to this earlier, Kevin, if you're going to kick a field goal,
take a look at it again. Watch him here. Look at that.
That could be a penalty because you can't make any motion with your head or body. You can do anything you want with your voice.
Yeah, I know.
But if you were going to kick a field goal, let's say in the second overtime, if you attempt it on 3rd down and it's blocked and it never crosses the line of scrimmage and you recover it, you can try another one.
Here we go, guys. 23-yard field goal. This one got aborted. They're going for the touchdown, and this one is going to be a first down.
Wow.
It was a bad snap. It got aborted. I don't know if that might have been by design because Peyton Marshall was immediately into the,
what a play.
into the route.
Man.
I tell you what, either that was the boldest call I've ever seen.
Hunter Bland was the holder on it. It was a bad snap. I don't think that was planned.
No, it was not.
It could not have been planned.
Wow. Let me tell you what.
Heads-up play.
If it wasn't planned, then give a whole bunch of credit to those kids for being heads up.
Oh, my God.
Suchek, no.
That might have been the play of the game, Bill.
Heads-up play there by Bland.
We're sitting
Marshall.
We're sitting right in back of a whole bunch of parents. Debbie Smith is Cole Smith's mom. Doug's wife.
Oh yeah.
This, and you're a parent sitting there watching your kid play.
This is a nail biter.
This has got to be excruciating.
This is crazy. This game. What a.
Now it looks like they're going to run it. They've made a determination. They're going to want to run this.
2nd down and 9. The ball's on the 11-yard line.
Pitch.
Suchek. He's got the lane. Suchek to the end zone. Touchdown. Mission Viejo, and they win it in overtime. Alex Suchek finally got the edge tonight, just at the right time, at the right place.
Unbelievable high school football game. I'll tell you what, the Don Bosco guys, you got to take your hat off to them. They played an incredible game, but for Mission Viejo, this is a signature win. I don't care how long the program's been around, you're going to have to put this one somewhere near the top.
What a play. A misfortune for Don Bosco, but I tell you, Suchek, we were waiting for this play all night long, weren't you, fellas? I mean, the player we talked about prior to the game, he steps up when they needed him most, and he turns it into a touchdown. Unbelievable.
Trust your speed.
Down there, Kevin, he just had about a 2-minute hug from Curtis Madden, his running back coach.
Oh, yeah.
Hats off to Alex Suchek.
And to Michael Matthews.
Diablos.
They just announced Michael Matthews as the MVP of this game. I think we'd vote for that one, wouldn't we?
He had some big sacks. Great job.
Guys, final thoughts before we go to our post-game online show. Vinny?
Well, this was a knockdown, drag it out, heavyweight championship bout, and it was played to the premium, to the excellence of both teams. Both coaches were awesome. This was a great game to see, great game to comment on. I had a lot of fun.
You know, Vinny, in my 44 years doing this, I could pick about 3 high school games, modern day, Pauley, you guys against Carson, and this thing tonight would be in my top 3. I just thought this was magnificent high school football, incredible coaching, and just some warriors out there to play a game the way they played it tonight.
It's a game you hate to see anybody lose.
Both clubs put it all on the line, and that's going to do it for us here tonight. For our entire Cox 3 broadcast crew, and for Vince Ferragamo, the coach, Bill Kennedy, Gordon Spencer on the sideline, Mark Heller, and Lily Turner spotting up here tonight. I'm Kevin Turner saying good night and so long, everybody. The final score, Mission Viejo winning in overtime over Don Bosco Prep of New Jersey, 28-25. Good night, everybody.
What a finish to this game. Mission Viejo in overtime beats Don Bosco Prep by a score of 28-25. Big plays by the Don Bosco defense in the second half, and the running of Elijah Hanks brought the Ironmen back from a 13-0 halftime deficit. However, the Diablos found a way to pull it out. Senior kicker Zach Olson nailed a clutch game-time field goal from 32 yards out with 7 seconds left in regulation to send the game into overtime. And then down 3 in the first overtime, trying to tie the game, a bad snap, and backup quarterback Hunter Bland throws to sophomore Peyton Marshall for the first down on the fire play. Then it was running back Alex Suschek taking it around the left side for the score and the win. What an incredible finish. Well, we hope you enjoyed this classic high school football game on YurView. We'll be here all summer leading up to the regular season. I'm Chris Harris saying so long for now. We'll see you again next time.